Hello, everyone, and welcome to our once weekly show. Again, my name is Michelle Marie, and please let me know if you can hear us in the audience. We were having some issues with StreamYard, more than one, but we think we've cleared it up now, and we're ready to take your questions. So thank you so much for being patient with us. As you guys know, I'm both a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a Tarot and Oracle card reader, and I am so excited to have the amazing Arthur Ease Your Mind on the show today.
And as you know, I just make it all up and hope it happens.
Well, we love you, Arthur.
Consultant and psychic advisor.
There you go. There you go. So if you haven't already subscribed to Arthur's channel, he is an incredible psychic and reader. And he also does a lot of fabulous political shows. The one he did with Mel the other day. And he also works with Sherry. They're so great. You can really, really get deep into what's going on in the collective. And
Linda and I did a great one on just the Supreme Court last week or so.
You did. And I saw some of the excerpts that came out of that. So that was really neat. And I mean, I love reading for the Supreme Court just because ever since they overturned Roe v. Wade, that was from the first eclipse that we had, and it affected Bharani, which is the woman's womb. The last eclipse we had happened in Ravati, and that's Project 25. So we can expect, this is just for everyone in the audience, you can expect that by March, they're going to start enacting it in the Midwest and Southern United States, regardless of who's president. And then they're going to try to take it national.
Back up.
Yeah. Oh, you froze. Anything else?
25?
Project 25. Yes. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not really.
Now, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
it's also known as Project. It's also Agenda 47 for Trump. Same thing. Project. Points and pop them out. And
yeah, you're popping in and out. The signal's a little weak. So
I've got a really strong internet connection here, so I don't know what's going on.
This is weird. I do too.
Anyway, so Project 2025, gets rid of, it eliminates trans people, it eliminates gay people, it eliminates gay marriage, it eliminates abortion. So if you're 12 years old, get raped by your uncle, you're having a baby.
Yeah, that's happening in 33 states already. So, yeah.
So, anyway.
So I think they're going to...
I do not see, once more people understand what Project 2025 is, all through the Heritage Foundation, this has been started since George Bush.
Yes.
That's why they want to take away Medicare, because they want Medicare to become privatized. And they've already started it with Medicare Advantage Plan. The Medicare Advantage Plan is not Medicare.
No.
It's a private insurance. So you can go to the hospital and you could be on Medicare Advantage Plan. The hospital say, well, we don't know, we have to go see if we get a pre-authorization on this. You have Medicare, they take you. They're different.
Wow. Yeah, that's called theft. So just letting everybody know that's just called theft.
No, in some places of the country, people think, if it works for you, great. But I don't want to be having my Social Security and my Medicare with privatized companies.
I agree. Yeah, because they'll just steal it. So, and they can get away with it because then you have to hire lawyers and you don't have any money. So we went through that. But I do not need your super chat again, Dora. Thank you so much for sending that. We got you in the queue. And Sandy, you're in the queue too. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and forego the astrological readings at the beginning of the show because we had so many technical difficulties. But yes, please get your questions in. You don't need to tip again. Just get your questions in and we'll go ahead and answer them. So thank you so much, guys. Now, what I was trying to say about Project 2025 is that there was and Saturn is basically in the same aspecting the same position as he did in 2008. And so this would have been December 30th of 2008, which is when we had the stock market crash. And so he is a few weeks ago when Project 25 came out, that news came out. And so in the Vedic community, we're talking about how there could be another economic collapse to try to push the project forward. Because that's what the Republicans tend to do is they crash the economy and create chaos, and then they try to take over certain areas. But that's just one of the theories going around. But Anyway, I hope they're not successful because it's not in line with our values. But having been raised Catholic and married into an evangelical family for my first marriage, they're ruthless, and there's lots of them, and they are willing to draw blood to get their stuff to go through. Like I went through a protection program, changed my name, got a new social security number because this family tried to kill me because I wasn't following their dictates. So that's the kind of people that if you want them running the country, if you want Marjorie Taylor Greene telling who you can sleep with at night, then, good on you. But it's going to take a big push, in my opinion, to get it to, but yeah. Anyway, oh my goodness. So we're going ahead and we're getting your questions. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say hi to everybody and apologize. Jackie is here. It's good to see you, Jackie. Amanda is here. Lovely to see you, Amanda. The lovely Lisa is here. Good to see you, Lisa. And we're back, Nivra. Thank you. Thank you. Jackie went ahead and put Arthur's channel up. So please go ahead and subscribe to the lovely Arthur. And yes, hello, Michelle and handsome Arthur. A big hello to Jonathan. Thank you. He is backstage. Sherry, you're the best. And everyone's saying hi to each other. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria Chambers. I got your question in. T. Lynn, lovely to see you, T. Lynn. Okay. Oh, and Debbie's back. Good to see you, Debbie. And Sandy. Yay, yes, it's working. Yay. It just took a little bit. And then thank you guys for talking in the chat. Herbert family is here. Becky Stone is here. Mike Corder is here. Yes, it's very confusing. StreamYard basically just crapped out on us. So we apologize for that, guys.
Yeah, people understand we do this on StreamYard and then link it to YouTube. So connecting two platforms, like, oh, nothing's going to happen. Nothing wrong can go wrong.
True. So hello again, D went. Very cute little Shih Tzu. That's adorable. Joyful Jen is here. Good to see you. You do not need to do your super chat, Dora. Rishi, good to see you. I got your question. All right. And Nivra, thank you for letting me know. I'll have Jonathan go ahead and put you in the private chat. And then Lorraine, yes, we're back. Thank you. Thank you. Bronx Sage. Awesome. Awesome. Brooklyn girl, got your tip. We'll go ahead and put you in.
Kind of feel like, Poltergeist, they're back.
Yeah. Well, to cheer me up, Arthur was doing cool tricks with his lights and hand puppets behind the scenes. So I'm very thankful to him when things like this go. You would have been so great when I was working in the corporate tech. Oh my gosh, you would have been the best office mate.
Should I show them what I was doing?
Sure.
This is Joe Biden. This is Donald Trump. Let's see if we can do it. This is Donald Trump. Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Joe Biden. It can all be done by lighting. I worked in television, people. It was obvious what they were doing. Just a flick of a switch.
Yes, yes. And having worked in television, this was an interesting weekend for you, I bet. So, because all of the backstage stuff. So let's see. Oh, so okay, Just Breathe. I like that. That's good. I really hope that we can try to fight against that because it's not in our best interest or anybody's. All right. So Delphi Ross, welcome. She goes, hi, Arthur. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Kasi Papas, good to see you. Okay, we got your question in. Sandy. All right, Ajna, we got your question. Lorraine, we got your question. Marie, why do you keep dreaming about your ex? Got your question. All right. So just to let everybody know, we have tippers go first. If we have time at the end, we'll put you through lightning round, which is just a couple of cards, one reader. But we're going to go ahead and just jump right into readings because we're getting.
Can I make one simple announcement?
Of course.
I've got something new coming up. I'm finally getting into the studio on Friday to do the next guided meditation called Slim and Shine. I've only been trying to do this for the last 6 months since the beginning of the year. So it's finally going to happen. Hopefully it'll go up next week. To let you know. It's about, never say lose weight, because if you do, you'll go find it. To find anything you lose. Car keys, sunglasses, weight. So
it's your guide. You're doing guided meditations. It's kind of like Ozempic, but for meditation. Okay.
Yeah. Mine is the Ozempic.
That's great. Well, definitely go check that out. And do you post everything on your community tab that's coming out?
Yes, everything.
Yes, that's what I thought.
I just booked the studio yesterday, so that's why I know I have to do it.
Okay, so
It will be
definitely,
done.
if you're not subscribed already, it's right here. Arthur Ease Your Mind, and all of his links are in the description. So go ahead and do
If you
that.
don't know, I have a playlist of guided meditations. So I have about 16, 17 up there now.
Oh yeah, and we also listened to a Yoga for Happiness, which was really good too. You are a very talented musician, and we're very lucky to have you in this community. So thank you, Arthur.
You're
So
welcome.
definitely check
So
that
let's
out. We'll
do
have to check that out too.
What questions now?
Yeah, let's do some questions. Okay, and let's see. Oh, there we go. So there's already people that are like, hey, let's do it. Awesome, awesome. And Tinab, thank you. Yay, they love. Oh, that's awesome. And Keith KJ, I'll let Jonathan know. He's looking. Okay. So, oh, and then Sherry says Arthur's guided meditations are remarkable. I know from personal experience. So there you go. You got your review right there.
Thank you, Sherry. I'll pay you
Sherry's
later.
the best. And thank you for helping her out too. You're a good friend, Arthur. All right. So we have tons of questions coming in. So we're just going to go ahead. We might not get to all of you. Okay, guys, I'm just warning you now because we have 26 starred because we just popped back in. All right. So I'm just going to give the tippers in order. Aaron Whitefoot, Rachel Rose, Brookline Girl, Sandy Johnson, Courtney Elf, Rossi, Debbie B, and Debbie Batchelor. Unless you tip, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the questions because Arthur has a life. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's see. There we go. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to be here till next month. Oh my goodness. You're so funny. So let me find your question, Aaron Whitefoot. It's usually just a message from your guides. I'm not seeing it starred. So if you want to go ahead and rewrite your question or Aaron Whitefoot, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a brief message from your guides. So while you do that, I'm just going to pull a few cards for you. And Nivra, you did PayPal. So make sure Nivra is in the queue. Thank you, Jonathan. He's my backstage buddy. He's killing trolls and making sure I don't miss any questions. I'm very lucky.
And I do an imitation of a bobblehead.
Comic relief and intuitive knowledge all in one package. We love you, Arthur. Oh my goodness. Okay, just give me a second to pick cards here. Get rid of my Vedic transits that I was going to say earlier so that stops popping up. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, Arthur. Okay, the fish came up for you again. That's not surprising. I got 3 cards from Karma. No, oh, wait, let's see. Aaron, where is Aaron's question? Aaron, are you even here? There you are. General reading for my spirit guides. Yes, Aaron. Okay, so the first card I got for you, Aaron, was Aquarius. Aquarius is all about innovation, doing things a little differently, thinking outside the box when it comes to getting things done and moving forward. It's ruled by Uranus, who is all about, he's kind of like a tower lightning planet. He forces us in a new direction. What direction are they changing in you? I got Pisces. You see the fish again. This is something spiritual that they're working on with you. And it has to do with the way in which you address practicality and your base, your foundation in life, because Taurus is all about your savings account. It's all about your food. It's all about how you support yourself. And that's basically what you're doing for your tribe. You're out, you're hunting, you're fishing. You have an amazing YouTube channel that's gaining tons of followers, teaching people, how to basically do the amazing work that you do. So I asked, what would you like to impart on Aaron? And they were very clear with me. The first card I got was the Fool reversed. Okay. Don't act foolishly when you're out in the field. Okay. It's possible you may be deluding yourself in a few areas, especially when it comes to the environment and things going on around you. So there's some kind of, there's a setback, and it's based in naivety that they're showing me. Okay. They're saying, make sure you're not allowing your emotions guide you instead of being more rational. Okay. You may be inching for that you love the adventure, you love the lifestyle, but you need to address some important matters in your life that you're ignoring right now. Ignoring the serious aspects of this situation will leave your dreams empty and unattainable. And they're showing me some plans that can be unfulfilled unless you address this area. Okay. They're saying there's some impulsive behaviors here. And you need to just be a little bit more discerning, especially when it comes to trusting new people, because they're showing me these faces and you don't recognize them in the spirit. So these are new people that are entering the environment. So stay away from pointless antics. It may seem harmless, but it can lead to trouble and misunderstandings. Make sure you're not fooling yourself when you're going out. And yeah, it's just time to get more serious. Okay. Because you're going to be experiencing some delays moving forward until you're able to get a clearer grasp on what you are ignoring in your environment. Because if you look at the Fool in the card, the dog is trying to get his attention, and he's all about the flower. He's dropped his pack. He's looking like he's going to fall. So when I saw that, I went, really pay attention to your surroundings when you're in and out in the environment, because they're trying to prevent you from getting injured again. Okay. And be aware that not everybody is clear as to what needs to be done. Like, this is the Hunter, but he's reversed. Okay. But this is also the Eight of Wands, which means you're able to get things done in a very speedy, economic, and sure way. It's being delayed because people aren't practicing safety protocol. All right. So just be aware of that. And I got 2 affirmation cards for you. One is a waterfall, and we got the fish again. And I know that's what you do for a living. I got the floating card. That's the first one. Sometimes it is best to decide not to decide just yet. I breathe in the stillness that quiets my worries and pressures of time. I am filled with the certainty that I will act correctly when the time is right. I breathe out attachment to any outcome. Know that the delays that your guides are putting before you are in your favor to prevent you from acting out impulsively, because that can result in injury or harm. Okay, Aaron? And then the second one I got was just go with the flow. All things have their time of birth, growth, fullness, and transformation. Fear of life cycles can cause depression or escapist behaviors. Be aware of your own cycles and what causes you to react unconsciously. So there's something that you're not paying attention to in your environment. They're creating delays to prevent something negative from happening. Once you're able to tune in and come from a place of meditation and not a place from constant action, you'll be able to address that issue and move forward. But that's the current block. All right. I hope that was helpful, sweetie. And I wish you all the best. And he goes, I'm wrapping up my fishing season. I've been storing my canned fish for the winter, so I've been more of a homebody lately. Okay, that's good. The main thing that I'm getting is, this is future, so just be aware of your environment. Okay, Aaron, because there's something that you're missing in it. All right. I'm excited to see what Arthur has to say.
At first, I thought you said he had a floater. I'm like, oh my God, no. But what I'm getting here is just, I want you to go back to March, see everything that you were doing in March, and project what you want to do in August. Because this month of July is a lot about transformation of the way you are looking at things. You're looking at things differently. You're looking at how things worked back in March, how they worked, and now you're looking at things that could have been done a little bit differently. And also the way you did things 3 years ago. So you have to evolve. And once you do, I really feel August is a month where you get to like really just float, like a floater, but just float and just go with the flow on this one. It's very positive for you. Provided you just look at things differently. You don't have to do things. I did it this way for the last 10 years. I got to do it again. No. Time to evolve. New systems, new this, new that. That makes sense. Okay? It's going to be great.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Aaron. And thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time and energy. And yes, be careful when you're out on the hunt, because he was holding a bow and arrow. He wasn't holding a fishing rod. So this would be, Arthur's correct, this would have been when you're doing hunting. And you know from the past that there are people that have put you in really dangerous situations. So they're guarding you against that and your well-being against that. Okay,
we're orange. We're orange. We're orange.
Okay, that's excellent advice. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go to our next question. I'll go ahead and get them in order so that we don't miss anybody. We have we have Rachel Rose, Brookline Girl, Sandy Johnson, Courtney Elf, Rossi, Debbie B, Annie Suzuko, Lorraine R, Nivra, Dora, Sandy, and Ajna. And questions are closed. Okay, guys, so just be aware. All right. And Aaron says, yes, I have memories pop up and I can see how much I progressed. I feel like everything's slowed down. Good. New opportunities are coming your way. That's fantastic. Well, that's great. Well, they're still warning you against that. So just be aware or beware. Okay.
Or as the song says, slow down, you're moving too fast. Got to make the morning last.
Yes, that's a great one. Thank you. Okay. So our next one is the lovely Rachel. I will get your question. Okay, Rachel, go ahead and put it in again. Otherwise, I'm just going to give you a general, okay? Because I don't have it starred here. You must have been in the previous question, okay? And you're very welcome, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining us. That's very sweet. Okay, so Rachel, sweetie, if you're still here, go ahead and put your question in. Otherwise, I'm just going to give you a general. Okay, honey? All right. All right. And just to let everybody know, unless you tip, we're probably not going to get to your questions because we're hitting we're going up to 40 at this point. So, so we can't do that in 2 hours. So, all right, Rachel, but because you tipped, I'm going to go ahead and just give you a quick read unless you pop back in. The first card I got was the 12th house. They're having you work on your spirituality. Okay. So this is hidden things that are a little different. Then I got the Lovers. They want you to follow your bliss. Okay. There's going to be more than one attractive option coming your way that they're showing me. So this suggests that you need to follow your heart and follow your bliss when it comes to the best decision. But both offers are very, very attractive. Okay. There's also an important personal decision coming that they're showing me, and it could involve choosing between what you currently have and what you think you want. So if you find yourself grappling with these conflicting energies and unsure on how to blend these opposing characteristics harmoniously, spend some time in meditation before making a decision. So because this is a really important time for decision making for you, and it has to do with the passions that you carry in life. So make sure that your desires truly align with your wishes. Okay. And while this card normally suggests a love affair, it does not necessarily predict anything long-term or anything like that. This is more of a passion project that I see coming your way. I did get that if you are pursuing a relationship right now, because I did get the Lovers, and then I got it followed by Injustice, okay, because this came up upside down. This is the Justice card reversed. So if there is someone in and around your environment that is creating some problems with you, know that it's fueled by some lies, restlessness, either from you or the other person involved. So playing hardball and retaliating with any kind of unkindness is the worst approach. You want to take a very mitigated approach to this uneven situation that I see around you. Okay. If you have to approach someone regarding this as a legal matter, it's not likely to go in your favor. So you're going to have to balance this out. You're going to have to probably settle for something questionable, whether personal or financial. It's not going to bring a lot of benefits, but lingering doubts should be heeded. But the main thing that I'm getting is that you're following your passion. You're very excited about life right now, but you're going to have to beware of injustice, because I'm seeing that there's some kind of arrangement with another person in your environment, and you may have to face legal demands later if you don't catch them now. Okay. That's kind of a lot. So I went ahead and pulled an affirmation card. I got Goddess of Healing for you. I use criticism only for making things better. Use this gift when you are the user or recipient of criticism that is meant to tear down rather than build up. That's that reverse justice card. We must be truthful with ourselves and others. We cannot improve unless we're able to see what needs improvement. However, when we forget to turn off our critical faculty, we become someone who is neither happy or fun to be with. When I pulled that card, I got that you're being very critical of the people in and around your environment, and it's causing some feelings of injustice. Okay. You are following your passion and you're on the right track, but you need to treat people in and around your environment with a little bit more, practice that beautiful discernment, but give them a little more room to be them, because they're still learning. Okay, sweetie. I hope that was helpful, honey. Okay. Did you have anything, Arthur?
The people around her, like the mean girls from high school.
And they're young.
Like I said, the mean girls from high school, grown up. But at the same time, The Jerry Springer show has been canceled. Jerry has passed away. You don't have to live it anymore. So walk away from it. And the thing is, I do get something about legal. If you have to take a loss, just walk away from it, because it's better to just walk away and start fresh, because whatever money you think you've lost, whether you're going to double it, triple it, whatever, just let go at this point. And I feel like September, October is going to be some interesting months for you, where things start getting resolved. And you're looking at things that do what pleases and amuses you, and not because other people are telling you have to do it this way, have to do it that way. They don't know what they're talking about. Because I also get you in a crossroads. And as I tell everybody, if you're facing a crossroads, you're going to make a right, you're going to make a left. No, you get a machete, you make a right, your own path forward. And that's it. So just be your own warrior here. Or the mouse that roared at the same time. But don't get involved with all the petty little crap. I hope that helps.
So Rachel, we just gave you a reading. So if you go back a little bit, you'll be able to see what we said. Okay. We just picked up on some drama in your environment. So, but luckily it's recorded. So welcome back, sweetie. Okay. Our next question, and just to let everybody know, we have Brookline Girl, Sandy Johnson, and then Courtney Elf. So I'm going to get Brookline Girl next. And I see that you tipped. I'm looking for a question here. Go ahead and ask your question again, Brookline Girl, if you can. I did. It's
at 428.
428. Thank you. Okay. And thank you, everyone, for your assistance in all of this. This has been an interesting day. 428. Okay, it's 433. I'm still going up. Okay, I see you at 428, but I'm not seeing a question. I'm just seeing a sticker. So if you can go ahead and put...
I can read the question if you like.
Oh, sure. That would be great, because I'm not getting it on my end.
Do you think Biden will be able to enact the no property tax for seniors he has mentioned? If so, when?
Okay. So Brookline Girl, I got the third house and I got the moon. So he's going to have to get on the phone. He's going to have to make some connections. He's going to have to write some letters, and he's going to have to call in some favors. And this is a very emotional topic. So if he's going to be successful, he's going to have to appeal to the emotions of the people that he's working with. Okay. And he's pretty good. He's pretty empathic compared to the last guy. But what I got was, this is what he's fighting. Thieves. Okay. He's going to have to convince them that this is good for them, even though they just want to take as much as they can. This is a lot of opposition. This is an enemy. Okay. He's going to have to ward off a lot of negativity. But he can turn his opposition into an advantage, but it's not an easy concept to embrace for him. But he did step into this position trying to unify the country rather than tear us apart. So he's going to have to protect himself for those who are bringing him down, because their efforts can be successful if he's not careful. Flashy displays, impulsive actions won't stop them. He's going to have to come from a very clear-headed point of view. And instead, he's going to have to rely on logic. He's going to have to rely on subtlety and not manipulation. And that's going to have to be his guiding principle moving forward. He's basically going to have to trick him into doing something good. Okay. So there are forces gathering against him. It might sound dramatic, but he's kind of underestimating the extent of their power right now. Okay. And to counter this, he has to put himself in their position, imagine their power, and then use it to his advantage. And he hasn't quite done that yet, because he hasn't realized how bad it is yet. He knows it's bad, but it hasn't completely, how do I say this, dawned on him what these people are willing to do. Okay. So if he stays positive and he avoids resorting to trickery, which is their game, he'll be able to solve the problem. But he has to show others that he's not afraid or timid of them, because that's what a lot of the Asuryas, or the demonic personalities, see as a weakness, and that's going to work against him. He's going to have to rely and go maybe on his psychic development. He's going to have to develop a little discernment, because he's been out of the game for a while, as far as, like, he's always been in politics. That's clear. But this is a new group of people. And so he He has to use his discernment and not take on their energy, yet not close himself off to it at the same time, because he has to work to unify these two opposing forces. So when he lets this watery energy just kind of flow as it will, and he neither embraces it or fights it, he just truly goes with the flow, he'll remain at a very elevated energetic vibration, and that will allow him to tap into the realms of the psyche and see his way around the Naga energy, which was caused by the last eclipse that we just had. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of spiritual work on his part, including discernment, so that he can work with these entities who are, he's not aware of how evil they could be yet. He thinks that they can be saved in some way. And they're going to use that as a way to get in because they see that as a weakness. That's what I got. But what'd you get, Arthur?
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit.
Okay.
He's a Scorpio. He's not going to come forward and offer something or even bring up a no property tax for seniors if he hasn't already had it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a done deal in his head. And he knows how evil these people can be. He does.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't show it.
Mm. Okay.
But he does a lot more behind the scenes than anybody sees. And he would not bring this forward unless he knew it could be done. And it is going to be done by the second. He'll get in the second term. I would say by the fourth quarter, he'll be putting something in place for that. Of 2025.
Okay. Well, I love that. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
And
I love that.
He is a very spiritual, empathic person. I mean, there's no question about it.
Oh, yeah. Especially with what he's had to go through in his life. And he still maintains his humanity after that.
Well, he still calls, I mean, the kids he meets at their stutterers, he still calls them at home. There's a list that he talks to at least one or two a day when he can. So, I mean, he's compassionate.
Well, and he called the victims of the last shooting too, and his opponent did not. So.
And she also declined to talk to him, the widow.
Wow. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Whew. All right. Next question is Sandy Johnson. Then we have Courtney Elf and then Rossi. Okay. So let me find your question, Miss Sandy. Okay. I am interviewing for an internal job. If I take it, will I be successful? I am nervous. Okay. I got an interesting setup for you. Okay, Sandy, the first card I got was Saturn, but then I got Capricorn. He rules Capricorn. Okay, so Saturn is a no card, but Capricorn is a yes card when he's paired with Saturn because he's going to rule the workplace for you. So I got that you could be successful for this, but you may not know of the incredible demand that this particular job takes, because Saturn and Capricorn people are some of the hardest working, diligent people that I've ever met on the planet. They're just like, go, 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 do, do, do. Saturn rules Capricorn. He's very, very strong here. So when I see this come up, you're going to have to make a decision on whether or not you want the position, because it's going to require a lot of demands on your part. When I asked, will you get it or not? I got the 3 of Cups. This is a yes card. Okay, this is a feeling of belonging. It's celebration. It's a good thing. It could come quickly. News will come quickly of that. But you're really going to have to determine whether or not this is the best for you. This is kind of a hold on a moment card, okay, because I got the Fool reversed, all right? So you're going to have to really make sure you're not acting out foolishly and really rely on common sense before taking on this position, because make sure you're not deluding yourself as to the responsibilities that are involved, particularly if you're allowing your emotions guide you instead of being very rational and logical, which is what Saturn is. Okay. So you may be itching for this job. I can feel the excitement coming off of you. You're going to be very excited, but they're saying stay away from gossiping antics. Stay away from any troubles or misunderstandings. Try to be as rational, practical, and how do I say this, detached as you can. Because if you take on this job, it's going to bring a lot of serious energy into your life. All right. I did pick an affirmation card. I thought this was interesting given the situation. I got that there's something you need to forgive. I forgive because I want to be forgiven. Seek justice and fully process all the wrongs done to you. But when you are awake, forgive everyone you can think of, including yourself. All humans are flawed and need forgiveness. To forgive is to delay your healing. Okay, so that's just a little something on the back burner that your guys are bringing up. But I got that you do have a lot of favor for this position moving forward, but it might not be the best fit. So just really sit down and hash out why you want this position and determine if it's best for you. Hope that was helpful, sweetie.
Well, what I'm getting is the position is yours. As they say, watch what you wish for. However, I don't feel it's a sometimes there's jobs like this that are bait and switch. This is not a bait and switch, number one. Number two, I feel they passed you up on something before. That's why you really want this one. It'll be yours. But while you're in the middle of doing it, they may change what the duties are halfway through. But as long as you're willing to go with the flow, you're going to be fine. I feel by October you're working it. So that's where I got. So it will be yours. And by October you'll be working it. So if we work backwards, you're already working it in October. So August, September. Interviews now. 2 interviews in August. By September you should start. No, you're just going to start working in September, but you'll know. Okay. But also there is a pay increase here and benefits. So that's something to weigh and look at as well, which will be helpful. Because also, I don't feel this internal job. Don't take it the wrong way. You may not be there as long as you think because something else is going to be coming up there. But this is a springboard to get you to the next level. So you may be going, oh, I did this. Just look at it as a springboard. This is not always going to be here. You take this, it's going to springboard to the next one, which comes on a lot faster, like the end of April and May. Okay, that's how I read it. Hope that helps.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sandy. Okay, so we hope that was helpful, honey. And thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go on to our next question. It is Courtney Elf, and then Rossi, and then Debbie B. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and find your question, Courtney. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm not yawning at you people. I'm afraid of myself.
Oh, let's see. So we've got Courtney. I did see your sticker. I'm just going to look for your question here. Okay, Courtney. So I see your sticker. I'm not seeing your question. So go ahead and put that in the chat. Otherwise, I will give you a general. And if you put it in the previous chat, we don't have access to that. So just go ahead and put that in for us. Okay, sweetie? All right. So unless I get a question. Oh, Mina, questions are closed right now. Okay, a general. You got it, Courtney. Okay, so we have Libra in the 9th house. So this is all about balancing the way in which you are expanding your worldview and your relationship with other people. Libra is the sign of relationships. It's opposite Aries, which is the sign of self. That's the 1st house. And then the 9th house is the guru, the spiritual teacher, growing outside of the environment that we grew up in and learned from and expanding out into something new. So if you've been thinking about a new project, new people that are different from your culture, your understanding or modality, especially when it comes to relationships, it's fully supported. They're also supporting any idea of long distance travel, trips, things that you can do in both the astral and the physical as well. Okay, Courtney, I asked what was going on in your life and I got the Tower. Okay. So when I get the Tower, it's brace yourself for the unexpected. I don't know if this has already happened, but this is a major shakeup card. Okay. It's like a powerful storm. Your life can experience a dramatic transformation. Beliefs, events, and even some trusted individuals may be abruptly disrupted. But because I got that Libra in the 9th house, they're asking you to go to your higher self for solving this issue. Okay. So it might sound a little scary, but if you prepare wisely, you can face the storm head on and it can lead to very positive outcomes for you. So these unexpected twists can draw you toward more eccentric individuals or unpredictable situations. Whether it's, professional connections or friendships, there's an opportunity for spiritual growth and confronting any limitations that you have. So I asked specifically what the limitation was, and I got a really interesting card. I got the King of Swords reversed. You need to start tapping into your mental powers a little bit more and rely more on your logic and less on your reactivity to situations. So what I'm getting is that, okay, guys, what's going on? One of my guys just corrected me. They said, don't live solely in your head. It's going to weaken you. And I'm like, but this is the card for someone not living in their head. And they said, intellect, reason, analysis, they're all wonderful traits, but they're hindering her common sense. So that's what I just got corrected. That happens every now and then. So your intellectual pursuits are it clash with your professional and your personal life regarding the Tower moment. So it's obstructing your progress. And especially if because you've got some theories that are currently unworkable. And that's why they're bringing the 9th house energy in to help you basically reroute your mind and the way that you do things. So despite your desire for fairness and impartiality in this, your preconceived ideas are they're impairing your judgment a little bit. So they're going to have a little bit of a mental, they're going to break through some of those things. Okay. Wow. This is also dealing with a really austere, authoritative individual that can make it challenging to express your own ideas. If this person is your boss, for instance, they could prevent you from getting a promotion. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this energy. Okay. Just practice diplomacy, avoid being overly judgmental, and you'll be able to kind of work through that moment that I'm seeing. Now, I did go to my shamanic oracle and they're sending you omens. Okay. And specifically, I pulled the hawk. Hawks are messengers, and this is a very majestic bird. It flies high until it reaches the realms of spirit. So it's going to bring messages from both the seen and the unseen. So you need to focus and spend some more time with your intuition. Pay attention to little coincidences in your life now. You see a hawk in the sky, look up, pay attention, ask your guides what it means. Focus on where you want to go. How high do you want to fly? Hawks are all about focus. If they didn't have it, they couldn't eat. Okay, so pay attention to all these little serendipities and be glad for this, because you're moving into a more flow of energy and not allowing the intellectual energy to impede your progress too much. And you'll see that things are going to start shifting for you once you do that. Hope that was helpful, honey. That was a bit much, and I'm excited to see what Arthur says.
What I'm getting here is, like, when you pull the tower card, what I kept on getting is renewal.
That's the start.
I don't read the tower card as being something like destructive here. I'm reading it more like the death of one thing and rebirth of something else, like an idea of something like that. You've taken it as long as you can go. It's not working, move forward. As far as your work environment and everything that you're doing, what I keep on hearing is the word, you just assimilate. Just assimilate. Be who just be who you are, but don't let them in. They're not your family. They're just people you work with. As far as the boss is concerned, my feeling is, yeah, do what you want. Simple. That's what I'm getting here. There seems to be some type of lack of communication or a contract coming up in September. Everything's going to be fine. Don't start running around like Chicken Little thinking the sky is falling. It's not. Okay? I'd rather run around like Chicken Little than a chicken without a head. So anyway, so September, October are going to be some interesting months for you, but a lot of August is about renewal, the way you're looking at things in a better way. Okay? Like, that didn't work before. I'm going to do it this way. And don't let anyone talk you out of it. The thing is, you're very strong. Follow your gut instincts, because the minute you start listening to other people, that's when you get yourself in trouble. Okay? Hope that helps and resonates. Does that make sense to you?
Made sense to me. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you so much. Hope that was helpful, honey. So we have Rossi, and then Debbie B, and then Annie. So let me find Rossi. Good to see you. Rossi. Let's see. May I have a message from my guides on my current spiritual growth and how to improve? That's a great question, Rossi. They love that. Okay, so I got a few cards for you. The first one I got was the Four of Cups, and it came up reversed. So they want you to re-examine your goals a little bit. Take some time out from some emotional introspection and solitude if you want to shape your future. So remember not to rejoin social activities right now until you've reassessed your own personal values, because they want you to keep good satsang. Satsang is good company so that you can make better decisions and have good advice moving forward. Postponing this process is only going to delay and lead to eventual pain. So reflect, but avoid fixating on any circumstance that's beyond your control. And they're just saying alignment is really crucial right now. So your emotions may have already shifted, that they're showing me that, but it's important to acknowledge and then address those changes. Don't ignore it, but don't obsess either. Sharing your insights and setting new goals will ease a lot of stressful communication going on that I see too. When I see this, it tells me that someone is overthinking something, and it's because they're really emotionally invested in something. I pulled this card before the presidential debate, and this is the card of someone has either prepared too much or too little, and that's what we got. So just be cautious of, constantly questioning yourself and your ideas. Identify where you went astray and determine any necessary changes that you need to make, and then stick to your decision and just learn from your mistakes and move forward. Okay. The reason I say that is I did get the Chariot reverse. So this particular state of mind is causing a little bit of a block, and that's why they're having you reassess your goals and your values right now. They want you to listen to your head a little bit more, but also watch for roadblocks and explore alternative routes. Okay, because that's why they did this little tweak that they're showing me. Even the best plans can be derailed if there are these unsurmountable obstacles that are blocking our progress. Okay, so if that's the case, don't fool yourself. Don't keep spinning the wheels. That's not going to bring you success. You're going to have to kind of think outside of the box with this one. There's no such thing as being too fixated on a plan, especially if all of the signs are pointing towards success. But this one is showing failure because it's reversed. So don't be too proud to admit that you may have taken a few wrong turn or two, because we've all done that. Once you realize this, then it's up to you to make a definite course correction. And that's why they changed your emotional state a little bit. Okay. I asked where this was. I got North Node. I got Aquarius. This is innovation. This is thinking outside of the box. And I got Taurus. Taurus is all about securing your base. Okay. That is the first rule of war. So you're going to have to really compartmentalize, objectify, and find some creative solutions out of this particular issue. And they're going to help you with it. I got one affirmation card for you, and I got the Goddess of Courage. I invent creative solutions to challenges in my life. Use this gift when you're confronted with a situation that seems impossible to deal with, like you're stuck in the mud, like the Chariot reversed. Sometimes it's better to study a problem until you understand it well and then put it out of your mind for a while. Many scientists and mathematicians have reported that their inventions and creative solutions came to them during a dream, reverie, or daydream. So they're gonna provide you with answers. They created a little channel for you to listen to them, but you're gonna have to take out the time and the introspection and stay away from your social atmosphere, not permanently, just for a little while, until you can come from a place of calm and you're paying attention to what they're telling you. I hope that was helpful, sweetie. I'm excited to see what Arthur's got for you.
Get out of your own way. You're thinking about everything too much. Just go with it. Okay? I often use an example. If you're at the bottom of the staircase and I ask you to walk up the stairs, no problem. But if you're at the bottom of the staircase, say you're going to move your right foot, left foot. You're going to pick up your feet from the ankle, from the knee, from the hip, from the... You're going to move your right arm onto the banister or the left arm. How are you breathing? In other words, if you go through all those little details, you won't be able to go up one step. So just go with it, number one. Number two, that's what the guys are saying, is just get out of your own way. You're doing fine. Don't overprocess it too much. Number two, your spiritual growth and how to improve. One, go to Arthur Ease Your Mind. There's a playlist of guided meditations, and one is called Awaken Intuition. So go there. And it'll help you open things up. I equate opening things up like a lotus flower. Actually, and the thing that the lotus flower opens up, we get all the information. It closes down, we don't. Or think of it this way. The satellite is there, it's open. It's getting all the information. The satellite closes, no information is coming in. So listen to that. Also, I always recommend a book called Your Psychic by Pete Sanders. He was a scientist at MIT, worked with psychics, and it's not an airy-fairy book. It's just basically, here's exercises to figure out what senses you have. Once you figure it out, here's exercises to use it, turn it on, turn it off, which is very important, and how to practice it. Like I always say, it's like the guy in New York walks up to the cab driver. How do I get to Carnegie Hall? You practice. How to become a good psychic and get your spiritual growth? You practice. Simple as that. And don't doubt yourself. If you're feeling something, don't talk yourself out of it. Okay? If you're hearing voices, not like Joan of Arc, but if you're hearing like what makes sense to you and it resonates, it may sound like it's your inner voice, but it's another language. I mean, not another language, but another use of language. These aren't your words. Then you know you're on the right path. Okay? You're not schizophrenic. So
Thank you, Arthur. Oh,
I hope that makes sense.
it does.
I try to say the most in the least amount of words. So, but just believe in yourself more. Yeah, it'll be fine. Thank you, Rossi.
Okay. Thank you, Rossi. All right. Oh, Joan of Arc energy from a former life. That's hilarious, Jeff. Yeah, that's she's
What's that?
she's quite the warrior. We're just getting some comments on Joan of Arc in the audience here. It's Jeff. So all right. So I'm just gonna give you guys the rundown. I'm making these quicker than I normally do. So just be aware. We have Debbie B, and then Annie Tsuzuko, and then Lorraine R, and then Nivra, and then Dora Romero, and then Ajna Ashdown, and then K and M's Poppin' Paparazzi. So questions are closed, guys. We're probably not going to make it to lightning round. Okay. So I'm setting up your expectations because Arthur's really popular. So here we go. So let me find the next fabulous Annie. Okay. I think it's Debbie B is next. Yes. Let me find you, Debbie B. All right. I see a super sticker. I am looking for your question. All right. I'm going to give you a general unless you give us something more specific. Okay, sweetie? And Nivra, you're after Lorraine. Okay. Yes, Arthur does have a very soothing voice. He's fabulous. Okay. So if you have anything specific, please let us know. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a general. Okay, Debbie B? Yeah, I'm looking at all the questions and I'm not seeing it. So, okay. Well, the first card I got for you, Debbie, this sounds great. Okay, sounds good. Okay. The first card I got was Pisces. Pisces is the house of spirituality. It's getting hit by the eclipses right now. So if you've been going through a little bit of drama in your life, they're asking you to ground through this, okay? Because that is Rahu causes us, that's the North Node, to feel a little ungrounded. I asked what areas you're feeling a little ungrounded. I got the Knight of Cups reversed. This would be a young masculine energy in and around your environment that is not using his emotions properly. It's a little bit of a Don Juan with broken promises, okay? Then I got the Ace of Cups reversed. So this tells me there might be some relationship stuff that's a little, okay? I asked what else was going on in your environment. I got the Page of Wands. So this would be a younger person that is upright, but maybe, trying to act correctly, but is struggling because they are a little bit of a novice in this area. Okay. So that's the energy in and around you. And I'm like, that's kind of a lot. So what is Debbie's ticket out of here? I got Temperance card. You need to invite some more balance into your life. That's a lot of cups and they're upside down. So take it easy and bid farewell to any extremes of any kind in your life. Okay. This card emphasizes the importance of moderation in all aspects of your life. Now is not the time to act impulsively. To achieve success, you need to adopt a slow, measured, and thoughtful approach moving forward. Don't be afraid to explore, to experiment. Remember to prioritize really wisely. Okay, Debbie. Okay, they're showing me a particular incident that's going to require more self-restraint than you're used to. And it's from that upside down energy that I got from the cups. This is a person who's emotionally acting a little immaturely. Okay. So instead of just focus your energy on a deliberate, steady approach to this person, and don't allow your emotions to get caught up in what they're doing. Okay. They're saying, even if you have to, sit down and create a comprehensive list of your desires, non-negotiables, and necessary steps, and then make a plan to attain them. Okay, so the key to your situation is all about harmoniously blending time, endurance, resources, and regardless of any sense of urgency that I'm feeling from you, because I'm getting a lot of urgency, allow these events to unfold naturally. Don't just try to push your will through them. And patience is your biggest foe right now. That's what they're showing me. So rushing or forcing things will not yield any fruitful results going here. So I said, what can Debbie do to kind of balance out this energy even more? Because I did get the Temperance card, and I got that you need to spend some more time in grounding. You know, our bodies are of the earth. It is a natural inclination when we are feeling really uncomfortable with our emotions and energies to ground it out. When we take Rosie out on walks, she will literally go find a spot, or it's her special spot of dirt on our walk, and she'll have to sit there for a few minutes and ground herself, and then she's ready to get up and start walking again. She's our little dog. So however busy you are in your modern life, there is a need to ground. And I'm not talking about grounding through, you know, calling a friend and complaining or having that glass of wine at night. That's more of a false grounding. I'm talking about getting out in nature, sitting down in solitude, and just allowing yourself to be in the present without fears of the future or from the past. Okay. Try to be as present as you can during this. And, you know, the need to meditate and ground seems to be a theme here. And it's not surprising, because we have someone on the show who has a lot of meditations that you can follow and grounding techniques. So I highly recommend that you check out Arthur's channel as well for those meditations, because they can be very grounding. But to truly ground to the earth and to creator, just practice consciously connecting your energy to the earth as you go through the meditation. And you should not be getting any energy outside of yourself as you do this, but directly from the divine. You want there to be a clear channel. And this is achieved when you're in meditation, you're doing that energy work, and you're practicing mindfulness. So find a way that works for you and practice it. Try to incorporate it into your daily routine, because by drawing this card, you were being asked to look into areas of your life where you were employing false grounding as a coping mechanism. Okay, Debbie. So I hope that was helpful. I am excited to see what my daughter's boyfriend is not liking New Jersey only after a month and is making her move back to Mississippi. That's the reverse Knight of Cups, and he's emotionally manipulating her. That's the reverse Ace of Cups. Okay, so the way out of it is to be patient with her, deal with it. Now she's the Page of Wands in this, so she's not happy about it, but she doesn't really have a lot of the experience to deal with this guy. So don't be impulsive when you're giving your daughter advice. That's the best advice I can give you. So yeah, and you are very busy taking people where they need to go. Know that it's not your responsibility to do their homework for them. Obviously be a guide, but don't jump into too fast or hard, because I'm seeing that that's not going to work out for you. Okay, sweetie, I hope that was helpful, honey.
He reads like I hate to say this, but he reads like an Aries, and we're brats. He reads like brat. And the best way to deal with a brat is like ignore the little child that's complaining and crying and all that kind of stuff. She's pregnant with the first baby. Well, then her hormones a little whacked out too. Nothing wrong with that. I do feel in the end of the day, things are going to work out for the two of them. There's also something else around this whole situation we didn't get to yet, is money, finances. They're both worried about finances. And I hear them like, well, you said, and you did, and da, 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 da. Just calm down. Calm down. Focus on you're having a baby. The baby is not out of a mistake. The baby is out of love. And that baby is going to reunite the two of them, and you're going to grow a lot through that. But you can't be the helicopter here. You have to let them do it. We can send them love and light and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, sounds like an Aries or Scorpio. But the thing is, he may have made her quit her job, but she's having a baby. And the way I'm looking at it, from my point of view, is he had her quit her job because she's pregnant and he wants nothing to happen wrong with the baby and wants her to be fine. He may not have said it that way, but that's how I'm reading it. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what I get.
All right. Yes. Best of luck, Debbie. And those are very, intense, intense situations to be in.
You're all on my prayer list. So
yes. Yeah. And make sure that you're not triangulating, because that can make things a little, oh, she said Scorpio. So there you go. So, okay. Whew, lots of love to you. And, if you want to look into what's going on with younger women right now, there's a lot of YouTube channels where they are coming out and talking about how the cultures are changing, especially when it comes to childcare, pregnancy, development, things like that. Jonathan and I, for lack of a better explanation, our next Boomer Mill show is on childcare in North America. And we've been interviewing young women who are pregnant and who had babies, and who are going through the childcare dilemma, who are younger, Gen Zs and millennials. And it's rough. I mean, it's real rough. And there's a lot of control coming from the males, because especially if there's a Christian in the environment, things like that. So just make sure that your daughter is looking after herself, especially as a younger woman, so that when she's 40, she has a nice nest egg. Like Arthur said, he mentioned the money. Make sure that she's got control of some of the finances. That's what you can kind of do behind the scenes without triangulating, is just making sure that she's putting her financial welfare ahead, because having a baby can really put a lot of women at risk these days, because there's.
Yeah. I was just going to say, and remind her of the lesson. The mother feeds herself first before she feeds her children. If not, she has no milk to give her children. She has no energy to raise her children.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, yes, she's a high risk. I believe that's why he had her quit her job. He may not. It may have seemed that, oh, I don't want you working. I want you. Underneath it all, he does care, and he wants to have everything go right for the baby and her.
Okay. All right. Whew. And just to let everybody know, I still see a lot of questions coming in. We have over 30. We're not going to get to all of them. Okay. So we're just going to do our tippers, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. All right. So we have Annie, and then we have Lorraine, and then we have Nivra, and then Dora Romero, Sandy Johnson, Ajna Ashdown, K and M's Poppin Parazzi, and then Susan Soronas. Okay. And again, questions are closed, guys. Okay. So let's get to Annie. Let me find you, Annie. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and being patient, especially at the beginning of the show. That was quite a fun, fun little ordeal. Okay, Annie, I do see your sticker. I'm not seeing a question. If you want something a little, oh, here we go. Found it. Reading for the rest of July. Okay, you got it, girl. Okay, Annie. So I don't know if you're in a relationship right now, but there's a bit of drama going on. Okay, because I did get the Lovers reversed. So this tells me, and there's a little bit of trouble in paradise here. So I asked, what's the trouble in paradise for Miss Annie? And I got the 8 of Cups reversed. You need to avoid excessive self-sacrifice. It takes 2 to make a relationship. So this can be a more precarious period filled with self-doubt, maybe a little pessimism. It may feel like everything that you hold on to is kind of being drained away, like it is in the photo with the card here. So if you're feeling neglected, if you're feeling a little angry, especially when you've been really selflessly devoted in your relationships, take a step back and see how much they're doing in return. Okay. The real issue lies in that there is an imbalance of sacrifice when it comes to your relationships. Even though you think it's seemingly perfect, reflect on whether it's connected to past experiences that have lowered your self-esteem. Like you feel the need to feel valuable here. Okay. If you're consistently giving more than you receive, it's time to find someone who values you more than the current situation. So you might not be ready for a relationship with an equal partner, because you're sacrificing so much, honey. So seeking professional therapy before jumping into something else could be very beneficial for you. So don't martyr yourself in your relationships. Know that true partnership takes sacrifice from both sides, and not just yours. Okay. And don't give so much that you neglect your own needs. Arthur just mentioned this in the previous reading. He says, make sure you're fed first. Okay. If you address your pessimism around this, you're going to achieve a much healthier balance in your relationships. Know that once you go through therapy and once you kind of figure out how to navigate a lot of these things, that I did get the Nine of Wands. This is my Wounded Warrior card. Okay. This tells me that you're going to feel like you've been taken advantage of a little bit once you see the whole scenario. Okay. Because you're not going to be coming from this kind of pie in the sky, rose-colored glasses perspective. You're going to be on your guard after you kind of develop some boundaries. So embrace discipline when it comes to meeting new people. That's going to help you out in your situations with others moving forward. Your willpower will be tested, and you're going to overcome these challenges successfully if you apply almost a military style discipline to your actions and how much you're giving and how much you're receiving. I mean, this is how much overgiving you've been doing. People can really take advantage of you during this time because there is a little bit of a lack of enforcement going on in the collective right now. So once you possess a really deep well of inner strength, perhaps even greater than you realize, once you tap into that, you're able to make better decisions moving forward. Okay. So stay clear of any extremes at this time. Maybe get some help to help you balance these things out. Because if you imagine yourself as committed to this really challenging task of endurance, you'll have no choice but to follow through and increase your likelihood of success. While you do that, I did get the Goddess of Courage for you. Okay, so it's going to take some courage on your part. I experience my emotions and channel them through useful actions. Use this gift when passions flare or strong feelings threaten to overwhelm logic and practicality. Experience emotions honestly as they arise. Do not suppress them. The negative ones will subside over time in the light of reason and compassion for yourself and others. When you are passionate about how you can show the way and change your life. So you're giving up too much of yourself. Allow the mistakes that you've made and giving others too much leeway in your life to kind of go with the flow, and then try to develop some boundaries moving forward. Always pay attention. Always they're saying that pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams and your daydreams will change your world. Our dreams help us create our material reality as surely as our material reality helps us create our dreams. Get plenty of rest so you'll be strong enough to make your dreams come true. So make sure you're getting enough sleep at night, doing some self-care, making sure that you're not doing too much for others. Okay, Annie, that's the main thing that I'm getting from your guides. I hope that was helpful, sweetie.
Well, when we give too much of ourselves and don't get anything in return, sometimes resentment sets in. That's what resentment is. However, what I keep on getting here, Annie, is that sometimes you give too much, more so what the other person's even asking for. And then the scales are a little unbalanced. So they pull back a little bit. And then you feel as if you're being used. Stop giving so much to begin with. Because you feel like, well, if I do this, then the expectations are like more. No. Just, and it's not going to be tit for tat. It's just what I'm saying is I feel you're giving a lot of yourself because you feel you don't have to. You don't have to prove anything. Okay? Does that make sense? You just be there for yourself. Because what the wordings the guides just gave me was pull back. Your expectations are your expectations, expecting him to see things the way you do things. He does not realize what you're expecting from him. He's in overwhelm. He's got work, money, career, and he does one thing at a time. So he's focusing on that. He's emotionally unavailable at times when you're thinking he should be available for you, but he's not available for anybody, including himself. So when he gets quiet like that, just give him space, is what I'm getting here, and things work out. Because then he'll appreciate you giving him his space. At least that's what I'm reading it. It's still going to work out for the two of you. You just have to focus on you and let him catch up to you. It's like two people walking down the street holding hands. You let go of his hand. Let him do what he needs to do to come back to you. In the meantime, you keep on moving forward with the faith he's going to come back. Hopefully with a gift from Macy's. Join you. Okay? So let him catch up to you. Ta-da.
I love that. Thank you, Arthur. And she says, oh my God, resonates so much. Wow, wow. Yep. Arthur's amazing. We love
Well, so
him. Okay, so we're so glad that was helpful, Annie. Thank you for your feedback. We really appreciate feedback in the audience.
and I hate
guys.
saying this, but anyone that their name is Annie, I was going to say, and the sun will come out tomorrow.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It's not a hard knock life.
Aw. And Cassie, just letting you know, we did get you, so no worries. I went ahead and put that in the chat for you, okay? Okay, so we have the lovely Lorraine, and then Nivra, and then Dora Romero, and then Sandy Johnson, and then Ajna Ashdown, and K&M's Pop and Pizza Prazzi, and then Shoes and Sharonas, okay?
I want to say
And
hi, Bora Bora.
yes, and
Hi,
Cassie,
Jackie.
good to see. Yeah, thank you so much for helping us, Jackie. You are the best. Okay, so let me get to our next question. It is the lovely Lorraine. Lorraine, could I get a reading, please? Yes, you may. Okay, so the first card I got is Pisces in the third house. Pisces is the house of hidden things, spirituality, moksha, which is self-enlightenment, and the third house is all about picking up the phone and listening. Okay, so they want you to spend some more time in meditation. So we got the perfect guest here to help you guide you, and try to tap more into that, because your life is a little topsy-turvy right now. The reason I say that is I got the Tower reversed. This is a past event that happened. It's currently affecting the present. I got the Five of Cups reversed, which is the regret card, and I got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, so that's a lot of reversed cards, darling. Okay, Lorraine, when I pull this much energy, I have to like, whew, take a breath. So the main thing I got was don't be in denial. Sometimes past issues and emotional baggage can make it difficult to fully enjoy our present happiness, because every phase of our life has its drawbacks, it has its sorrows. But dwelling on those problems in the past, it's only going to hinder progress, and it can cause them to come up again. So if you're struggling to separate from today's challenges from those of the past, which is where I got that Tower reversed energy, seek the guidance of a skilled professional that can help you provide some perspective. Okay. The worst thing you can do is let old problems overshadow your present. That's going to keep you from meditation and listening to your guides. They're having you pick up the phone, but you're stuck in the past. Okay. So know that you have withstood a lot of pressure, but some things are resurfacing in different forms. And they're showing me that they're also going to come up in future relationships. And you need to walk away from these things. Okay. If you're in a situation, especially involving any kind of abuse, please walk away from that. But know that denying your disappointment, it's only going to fool yourself temporarily. Facing your pain head on was going to help. You just have to kind of let it pass as you deal with it and you see it very realistically. And don't hesitate to ask for help when needed, because this is a lot of negative energy in and around you. I asked what you looked like when you're in flow, okay, and what you can kind of tap into. And I got the beautiful Queen of Wands. This is her time. This is summer. Okay. This is inspiration. She's energy. She's full of confidence. She's very social. So embrace your inner queen. Okay, Lorraine, whether you naturally embodied the characteristics of this queen or not, it's time to start acting like you do, because that's going to take care of some of the negative energy and influences I see around you. By exuding more confidence, more self-assurance, you're going to create the narrative for how others are to treat you. Okay. Exciting and creative projects are on the horizon for you. So focus your talent and your ambitions toward them, and not on people in and around you who are draining your energy, because they can see your light. All right. Try to attend parties that are more beneficial than business meetings right now, because they're saying your social connections could provide some insights and some really clear connections. But just own your power. That's what they're saying. Step into your power. I did get a mantra for you to move forward with this energy. I've been severely abused. Okay, my whole life. I have 4 kids, 8 grandkids, 1, granddaughter, great-granddaughter, and it creates another sense of issues. Okay, you are the Queen of Wands. You are the matriarch of the family, and you need to stand up and assume your reign. If you're being disrespected, let them know you're being disrespected. Let your passions and your actions show them who you are and how you would like to see this move forward. But don't just allow this stuff to happen without your involvement, because you have something very valuable to contribute to the situation. I did get I am grateful. When we are grateful for the many blessings in our lives, the angels will send more of them. I breathe in the appreciation for all I have and all I give. I am filled with thankfulness for this day and a chance to bless and be blessed. I breathe out in gratitude. You've been mistreated. It's common to feel resentment and ingratitude when we're being used and our light is being used inappropriately. So my suggestion to you is to step into the role of leader, of queen, start setting some appropriate boundaries. And okay. Thank you for that. I needed to hear it. I'm being disrespected. I've decided to walk away from a few. If you need to walk away from that, if that's the tower reversed, you are avoiding the drama. You're not stepping into it. It's not your homework. It's not your job to fix that situation. If they want sound, wise advice, they'll come to you. Otherwise, I would take reign of your own life, set some appropriate boundaries, and allow these people to make their mistakes. Especially, it's hard with family. My husband and I are having to do this right now. But allow them to make their own mistakes and take a step back, because it's not their home. It's not your homework. It's theirs. Okay. I hope that was helpful. Please know that you're a queen. They're just not treating you like one. Okay, Lorraine, you've got this, sweetie.
Can you put her last thing up where she said she was abused? Okay. Lorraine, we hear you. You have a new catchphrase from now on. I've been severely abused my whole life, up until now. Okay? It's up until now. You are no longer, people will treat you as crappy as you allow them to treat you. If it means walking away from a situation, regardless of what it is, you walk away. You're evolving, and if they can't keep up with you, that doesn't mean you slow down and wait for them. And in order to get them to change their behaviors, you change yours first, which I know you can do and will do. Especially when we get to September, you're going to see some changes because you're directing the change. You're not going to react to them the way you have in the past, because that's how you did up until now. You're no longer going to let them make their issues your issues. Then you take it all on, and then they want you expect you to fix everything for them. You're not going to do that anymore. Okay, they're adults. They can figure this out. And also, if they want your initials it's Lorraine R. It's not ATM. So you have to be very tough love, if that makes sense. And like I've been saying all night, the mother feeds herself first before she feeds the kids. And you're spent, and for the last 13, 14 years. And basically, the bottom line is, Mother Mary wants her job back. You don't have to do it anymore. And I really feel you want to do some travel. Go for it. Go for it. In 3 months, I feel you want to do some travel. Go for it. You know, that way we don't have to get a bail bondsman because you did away with everybody. Really bad joke.
Oh my gosh. Well, everyone's laughing in the chat. So thank you so much, Lorraine. I know Arthur's just fantastic. We love his energy.
But the thing is, it's about you. It's not about them.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to make their lives better. You're trying to, but the thing is, you're sacrificing yourself for people that don't care. They take advantage of it. You take all that energy, all that love, and wrap it up and give it to a very special person named Lorraine. And then no one else can hurt you or abuse you or insult you. All right? That's what I get.
Oh, well, that definitely resonated, Arthur. So thank you so much for joining us, Lorraine. And we're wishing you all the best. Yeah, straighten that crown. I love that. You're getting lots of support in the chat. So best chatters are bringing it. Thank you so much, you guys. All good names taken. Spiritual Dawn, Joyful Journey. Yeah, thank you. Cheryl. You guys are all the best. You guys are so sweet. Okay. So, and I did see Joyful Journey sticker, Jackie. So she is in the queue. I'm just letting everybody know questions are closed. So just, we're not going to get to lightning round. Okay. So we have Nivra, and then Dora Romero, and then Sandy Johnson. And we'll see if Arthur is willing to stay. He's welcome to leave after 6 o'clock. Okay. I will honor your questions though, because you guys did tip. So let's see. We have got next question. The lovely. Oh, wait, we have Nivra and then Dora and then Sandy. So Nivra, you're next, and I know that you're here. So let me find your question really quick. And she says, I would like messages from Spirit regarding whether I'm on the right track with my current relationship plans, please. Okay, so the first one I got that there's some hidden things going on in the relationship. Okay, I did pull the card of spirituality. So you are looking for a spiritual relationship, which is great. But I did get that there are a couple of blocks here. Okay, Nivra. The first one I got was the 4 of Cups, and this came up upright. So they're saying don't cry over spilled milk. All right. If you're feeling a little bored or confused or disillusioned about the direction of your relationship, it's just time for some well thought out, considered changes. Take a moment of introspection to rejuvenate your spirit and just gain some new perspectives as to what this relationship means to you and what you would like to gain from it on both sides. There is no use dwelling in any past unhappiness when you pull this card. So leave any mistakes, whether made by you, someone close, or in the past behind. This is also my card for putting the alcohol down the toilet. So don't allow things like that to, kind of creep in and cause a lot of fear and doubt. This is time to reflect, just accept the truth and move forward once again. Okay. So during this reevaluation, don't stress out about the outcome. While other people's opinions matter because they can be mirrors for us, what truly counts is how you see and how you value yourself in the relationship as you do this reassessment. So don't let any complaints or dissatisfaction distract you, and rise above them, or you could become a victim of regret. That seems to be a little bit of a theme in today's show. So if you fear hearing "I told you so" from an old friend or a family member regarding a recent failure, that's just only going to undermine your confidence. Don't let those things in, and don't waste time over fretting over perceived mistakes, because you could be overthinking this emotionally a little too much. The reason I say that is because I did get the Queen of Wands reversed. You're not really you're not really standing in your power here. You're wasting your potential a little bit. Okay. You possess incredible potential, Nivra. I know you're a great healer, but it won't benefit you if you don't use it to your advantage. Okay. So make sure there's no negativity or manipulation or anything like that going on. Make sure that no one's being too bossy or extremely demanding of the other person. People do follow you because they respect and admire you, but not because you know how to push their buttons. But behaving in such a manner will diminish any gifts disposed around the universe in and around you. So if you're feeling like you're just kind of like off and you're reacting and you're just a little just be proactive, because there's a need to get this woman upright again. Okay, we just got this, and you need to embrace that inner queen so that you do feel like you're standing in your power. Okay, so there is a little bit off here, but you need to go in and introspect on what you really are looking for in this relationship, and really focus on what you've done in the past, because they keep bringing that up, especially with they keep showing me cups being put in the toilet. I don't know what that is. That's my card for usually like I dealt with my ex was an alcoholic. I'm not sure if that's what you're going through. I'm not going to say anything else, but there is something in and around that I'm picking up on. Okay. I did get the I Am Energy card for you. We are all made of the same energy and ancient spiritual truth rediscovered by modern science. I breathe in the pure energy that powers the stars. I am filled with a primal power that brings everything into being, and I breathe out obstacles to my energy's flow. So when you sit in meditation and you try to ground yourself and kind of get back to that Queen of Wands upright energy, tap into your passions, tap into your future and your direction, and try not in a manipulative way, but in a manifesting way. Plan your steps forward and come from a very calm point, and try to imagine this person and their personality in and around your environment, and whether or not they contribute to it or they are causing instability. And then you'll be able to step into a more peaceful partnership, whether or not you decide to leave it or not. Okay, sweetie? But I'm seeing that the past is creeping in a little bit, and you might want to just address some of those things. Okay, I hope that was helpful, sweetie.
Unfortunately, I may come to this through the eyes of a guy, so bear with me. If you ask him a question, he is going to say, I don't know. He's telling you the truth. He doesn't know. He has to go away, process, and come back with an answer. But if he's in overwhelm right now, he's emotionally unavailable and cannot answer that. So don't take what seems to be lack of communication to mean lack of interest. Just let it go. Also, and always remember, I tell everybody, when a guy says, I'll call you later, it means between now and the time I die, not 20 minutes. So it's true. Oh, he said, you're going to call me later. It's 20 minutes. An hour later, he's got a secret family. No, but the thing is, with your relationship right now, it's like, focus on you. You're the one that completes you. He completes himself. Then the two of you complement each other when you get on the same page. That's what it is. The thing is, one of your last relationships, you were extremely vulnerable and like a very, very hungry person, and in walks a ham sandwich. And so you're with the ham sandwich for the wrong reasons. And they know it, and they take full advantage of you. He's not the ham sandwich. He's not. It may look like he's doing the same things as somebody else in the past. It's not the same person. So don't assume he did this, so the other person did this, and he's doing it, so it's the same thing. It's not. The thing is, focus on you and like I said before with the other reading, focus on you and let him catch up to you. No expectations, no disappointments. We all have expectations, but be realistic with yourself. Okay? Don't look at the calendar and say, well, by this time he has to do this. No, not going to work that way. It's in God's time, not ours. But in the meantime, if you feel like you need to do what pleases and amuses you, and it's nice to have a partner to do that with. If he's unavailable all the time, then things have to be reconsidered. But if he's unavailable because he's trying to create a life and a world to bring you into, that's another story. So step back, and it's like looking at both paths, where each of you are, and not think that I don't see him ignoring you. I just feel that the communication's off. But I don't see you're out of sight, out of mind. He's just out of his mind at the moment. Okay? I hope that helps.
Oh, thank you, Nibra. And she said you pegged him. So, yes, that's Arthur. So, all right. So we hope that was helpful, honey. And Leah, we're questions are closed. I'm just letting everybody know. So, because we've got quite a few in. Okay, so I believe we have the lovely Dora Romero, and then Sandy Johnson, and then Ajna, and then K&M's Pop and Paparazzi, Susan Sharonis, and Jen. Okay, so we have, and then whenever you get tired, you let me know, Arthur, okay? So we have Dora Romero. Okay, let me find your question. All right, I did see your super chat earlier. I'm just looking for your question. If you want to put it in again, that would be helpful because I'm not seeing it start. I just have the donation. Okay. I am getting that there is a bit of a battle between two men in your life right now. And it's not that, oof, it's legal and it's, oof. So, that's what they're bringing my attention to, at least. So I'm going to start giving you the reading, but if you want something a little bit more,
specific,
thank you. Let me know. The first two cards I got North Node, South Node, and Scorpio. Holy nodes. The nodes are the reason why we keep reincarnating. They're the ones who keep us on this wheel of samskara, as we call it in yoga. So you want a general. Okay. So the north node, he's just the head. He's all of our ambitions. He's why we came here. He's our attachments. He's our, he can be addictions too. He's the super ego. And then we've got Ketu, which is the south node, and he's all of our past lives. And he's trying to bring us out of here and up to other levels of being and understanding the universe. And so they're kind of at odds with each other, and they're going through a lot of transformation because they're in Scorpio. So you have got some really intense energy in and around you, and it's a bit of a test from the divine on how you're going to handle this. So there are two ways that you can handle this, because I'm picking up on two energies in and around your environment. This is the good one. This is the King of Wands. He's upright. He's got this little salamander there. Embrace your inner king. You're going to have to take on a more of a masculine approach to this issue. This is your moment to be bold, to take dynamic action, to achieve your deepest goals. This can also be a man in your life that's actually doing the right thing in this situation, or a masculine personality. Show others you mean business. Reward loyalty. Hold people accountable. And praise those who deserve to be praised for the things that they're doing. Assert your authority. Establish yourself as the person in charge, especially to those who are working under you. And your actions will speak volumes as to how people perceive you moving forward. So picture yourself as a forceful, confident, dominant, masculine energy, and you'll exude it. Okay, so don't doubt yourself. Don't show fear, even if it's there. Even if you don't naturally possess these traits, you will encounter someone who does, or you can take them on yourself if you allow spirit to help you. This can serve as an inspiration for you to become more fiery and a more self-assured individual. So seize the throne, honey. Seize it. Why do I say that? Because you've got some negativity in and around you. I got the Emperor reversed. Okay, this is a man of power who is not using his power correctly. Okay, power struggles are bringing a lot of complications with this person. This is a very negative energy. So if you find yourself not trusting your own talents right now, the reason is for this. Okay, your attitude toward authority figures and the status quo is a little uncertain at this time because of that. So be cautious of this person, any person around you that fits this description. This is someone who is all ego and no intellect. Okay. They're pretty easy to spot. Their communication style is creating a lot of issues for you. So if you step into that King of Wands energy, that'll help, because they lack a lot of motivation. Okay. So do not doubt yourself. That's what the King of Wands is telling you. This person lacks motivation emotionally and physically. And that's part of the problem. So if you come in with a very firm, action-based, fiery, masculine energy, they're not going to know how to deal with you. Okay, so they're leaning toward extremes and you're not. So you can step up as the authority here. If you consciously or unconsciously decide to allow this person to abuse your power, it will lead to an unfavorable outcome. But if you come at them like this authority figure, this father figure, they're acting dictatorially. It's very harmful. Detaching yourself can be detrimental, but you might feel unsure or intimidated to voice your own opinion. They're saying, step up, shout it out. You are literally overcoming a lot of past life stuff with this particular test. When you do that, I got justice upright. You are going to, you see here, there's the emperor and there's the person who was wronged, and justice will be in favor without consideration of money or power or anything that this person is improperly wielding. Okay. I did get one card for you moving into this situation. Don't doubt yourself, honey. I just saw your comment. Okay. I appreciate all that I have. Take time to smell the flowers, whether you own the garden they are in or not. Pay attention to the resources available to you, not to what you lack, and let those you appreciate know how you feel. I picked this up and I said, get people around you who can motivate you and help you step into your power and speak out for yourself. I pulled the reverse emperor card is very much like my father's energy. And when I was going through my divorce, I had to step into the high priestess and the queen of swords to defeat him. There are men in our lives that are there to teach us to step into our power and stand up for ourselves and our environment and the people in and around us. And you're being asked to do that, but you're going to have to take on a more masculine energy against this foe. That's what they're showing me. I hope that was helpful, sweetie. I'm sending you lots of love as you go through that, Dora.
what I keep on hearing is, with everything that you're going through right now, the good, the bad, and the ugly, not to sound like Pollyanna, but be grateful, because it's forcing you to see things differently. So it's a blessing in its own way. What I keep on getting here is you're a very creative person. Not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean the arts, but whatever you do in I mean, my accountant's the most creative person I've ever met in Hollywood. So whatever you do, there seems to be this creativity in you that other people seem to hold you back from and take credit for what you do. Don't allow them to do that anymore. Easier said than done, I know. But you have to look at it as, I see changes for you coming up in October where you'll be able to stand with your head held high. And think of it this way. In the Bible, when they say Christ would go into the mountain, that's basically him going to his higher self. You need to start going into your higher self. And that's where I feel these next 3 weeks are very important for you, is to start realizing, and when you're on top of a mountain, what do you see? You see where you've been, where you're going. The air is clear. You can breathe. There's clarity. And that's what you need right now, is clarity to move through all of this. And it's there. It's just that they've trained you to think that you're not be able to do this. If you've ever gone to the circus, you'll see an elephant, and on the elephant's foot, there's a piece of balsa wood and a string. But it's been conditioned that it has to stay there. When an elephant is a baby, they wrap the foot with chains and put food so far that it's hideous what they do. But the elephant realizes that when it feels something on its foot, it can't move. It's trained. And unfortunately, you've been trained. It's time to realize it's a piece of string and a balsa wood. You use your creativity. Spread those wings. And the good thing about spreading wings is you can smack the hell out of everybody around you with them. Okay? Believe in yourself again. That's what you need to do. And not rely on your own family right now. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's what the guides are giving you.
Oh, thank you so much, Arthur. And Dora, we hope that was helpful. We're sending you lots of love. And yeah, they do that in India. They'll take little baby elephants and they'll put giant chains around their neck and they'll train them to come and like fell trees and log and things like that. And then when they're adults, they just have a tiny little string or a rope because they've been conditioned by the chain when they were little calves. So a lot of us go through that, especially if we grew up in families where the paternal and maternal roles were not great. Okay, because it causes us to get out of balance. So we're sending you lots of love as you work through that and step into your power, Dora.
And the great thing is, though, once you get through your mommy and daddy issues, you don't have to date or marry them anymore.
That's good. Yeah. Hey, I learned that the first time. So we're all here learning our lessons. That's great. She goes, so that's so true. I will thank you all. That's awesome, Arthur. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dora. Okay. How are you doing, Arthur?
I'm here.
You're good. Okay. Well, you just let me know whenever. Okay. So we have, I think we already did Sandy Johnson.
I haven't started sunsetting yet.
Okay. Oh my goodness. And that's a different kind of show. All right. So we have Anja Ashdown. We have K&M's Poppin' Paparazzi. We have Susan, then we have Joyful Jen. Okay. So we just have you guys left. So let me find your question, Ajna. All right. Oh, thank you for your patience, guys. Hey there. May I ask if I'll be in a relationship with Kish? Thank you. Okay. Speaking of things that you're working through. Okay. So, I got a big if on this one, honey. I got that right now you're not really in the best position to step into a new relationship because you're a little out of balance. I got Queen of Wands reversed. So you're not really taking the best action. If you get into the relationship right now, this is going to be the outcome. I got the Justice card reversed. You're not going to see the results of your actions panning out in a very fair, just and orderly way. So I got that there's a block. Okay. What's the way out of that particular energy? I got the Ascension card. Okay, this is what you're going to need to step into to make your relationships more successful. Some of us are following a spiritual path, and Ascension is our ultimate goal. So, Ascension, when you're looking at art and literature, it's like this instant nirvana looking thing. It's not like that. It's actually really freaking messy. We're souls, we're in this human body, and these things are literally programmed to like break apart and die and do things. Okay. So when we suffer, we actually enter into a lot of ascension. So true ascension comes from ultimate suffering. If you're a Christian, it'd be like Christ on the cross. He wasn't really well treated, but he was able to ascend through his suffering. So whether you're conscious of it or not, they're saying that you are walking toward ascension. Each of us, each experience, every relationship, every obstacle, every joy, every creation is bringing you one step or one rung on the ladder closer to a more divine understanding. So this is a rung on the ladder of your soul's path toward ascension. It's going to test you out a lot. They're going to assist, their guides are going to assist you on this ladder. So they're going to have your back so that you don't fall too far. Okay. Work at the bigger picture of working on yourself and any issues or problems that you have within that can be mitigated in a way that allows you to attract a vibration that's closer to your own. Okay. Because I'm getting that the current situation is going to lead to some level of injustice. Okay. Once you do that, I did get some good cards for you. I got the Wheel of Fortune. This is a good one to get. Okay, this is that things are going to be very much in your favor moving forward. Things are going to be more on the up. You can actually take a little bit more risks because things are more on the positive than they are on the negative side. Okay, here is the warning as you do this. I got the Seven of Swords reversed. Evaluate any opposition that you see as you step into any type of relationship, because opposition is only going to hinder your progress. That's why I got that Queen of Wands reversed. Don't contribute to the problem. And if you feel like you're not being listened to or understood, take a step back and reevaluate. So make sure that you're not acting in a deceitful manner and that the other person isn't either. Really, really use your discernment here and be aware that you may have accumulated some negative energy in your past, because I got that Ascension card, and it can be detrimental if left unchecked. So you got to do that inner work. Don't underestimate the power of its toxic impact. One of your guides is really showing me this. They're also showing me that you feel a little isolated and restricted right now, but dwelling in inertia is only going to worsen the situation and feed a negative self-image. So don't let that creep in. That's why I got the Queen reversed. Resist the temptation to attract people who deceive or manipulate for personal gain, as it will lead to regret. And make sure you're not doing this as well, because it can be passed on. Okay, so make sure you're not your own worst enemy. Reflect on this, on your question a little bit more. Just spend some time in introspection and stand up for yourself without resorting to any kind of deceitful tactics, any kind of triangulation, and demand that you do not have that against you. Believe in your ability to change, and consider the vibes that you're emitting out to others and whether they're positive or negative, and what those vibes are attracting, because it's a little imbalanced right now because I got that reverse justice card. Once you do that, you're going to be able to integrate people into your life a little easier. Okay, we're the sum of all of our experiences from both this life and our past lives. We bring forth a wealth of knowledge, talents, and wisdom. So one of the challenges is in remembering who we are. So if you're bombarded every day with messages of who you should be, how you should act, these can be coming from social media, your friends, your families, even strangers can drown out that beautiful voice within. Spend more time in meditation. Okay, find some quiet moments in your day. Try to identify the relationship with that really strong, small voice inside of you, because that is the one who was correct. That's called the inner Atman, or the Holy Spirit, depending on your background, your spiritual background. So pretty soon you're not going to hear the other messages when you enter into meditation. We have a specialist here with us. So check out Arthur's channel. He's got a lot of guided meditations that can help you. But know that your logical mind, it's not always correct. Okay. So don't ignore that beautiful inner voice, because you're ignoring it as a quest to fit in, is what they're saying, to be loved, to be admired. We all want that. That's part of being in these these simian bodies. We're a very communal species. So if you don't realize that your inner voice is warning you that the other person's energy is not matching their words and actions, listen to your instincts about the situation or person, because you have to develop a few in this area before really moving into a healthy, happy relationship. Okay, Angie? Hope that was helpful, honey. I'm excited to see what Arthur has for you.
Remember I was talking about the ham sandwich and somebody that's hungry?
Yes.
Angie, you may be ready for the relationship. Kish may not be at this moment. So don't push it. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But it may not happen the way you want it to, or the time frame that you want it to. It can still happen. The first thing needed is you need to date somebody first. And that's Angie. Date yourself, love yourself. Don't expect him to make, to be your end all and be all. You are your end all and be all. He's the icing on the cake. Number one. Number two, I feel you've fallen into patterns in the past where it gets so far and then it stops. So yes, guided meditation, breaking free of negative patterns and habits, I would suggest for you to listen to. I still feel it can happen, but you have to allow him to come to you. I'm not saying you're suffocating him. I'm not saying that at all. But if you don't watch yourself, you might. Because you get carried away with it, because you want something. We all do it, But it can still happen. It may not happen until October, November, but it happens because it's supposed to. And you can't force a flower to bloom. I mean, you can get into the hothouse, but then it dies soon. So you want to just evolve naturally. So if it means you focusing on you and him focusing on himself, great. That doesn't mean he's not thinking about you. All right? So it can still happen, but it may not be in the time frame that you want. It's in God's time, not ours. So work on loving you, dating you, let him catch up to you, and then you move forward with it. You can't push him into it, or else you push him away. Oh, that makes sense. The positive notice can still happen, but you just have to step back a little. Okay?
Okay. Angie says that is true. Thank you both for answering, and we'll take your messages on board. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Angie.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you for trusting us.
Yes, it means a lot. It really does. We appreciate your energy with us today. So we have K&M's Pop and Paparazzi, Susan Saronas, and then Joyful Jen. How are you doing, Arthur? Are we good? Okay, just checking in. Awesome. All right. So let me get to the next question. All right. I'll find you in here.
They just may be getting my solo show tomorrow because I was going to edit it later tonight, and I'm a little brain dead, so it is what it is. Let's see.
Okay, so Kasi Papas. Hello, Michelle and Arthur. My question is, will my husband get promoted? He has his second interview tomorrow for the new position, and this would be huge for him and our family. Okay, so I got the third house and the 10th house, which tells me there needs to be a little bit more communication regarding the position, okay? Because the third house is all about communication, and the 10th house is all about our career and our goals. So I asked what the overall outcome was going to be. Okay, Cassie Papas, and I'm going to send you lots of love as I do this. I got the Tower card. Okay, this is brace yourself for the unexpected. So there's going to be some major shakeups coming in this department. This has to do with career, communications, things like this. So like a powerful storm, you can experience a dramatic transformation in these areas. Beliefs, events, and even trusted individuals can be abruptly disrupted. So it may sound scary, but if you prepare wisely and face the storm head on, it can lead to a more positive outcome. So amidst any chaos, any risk lies the opportunity for greatness. So just remember that only after surviving the upheaval, you can anticipate the unexpected and you can demand adapt to the demands and the significant shifts. There's something coming this way. Okay, so just prepare for it mentally, emotionally, everything. There's unexpected twists. There's some eccentric individuals that they're showing me. There's some unpredictable situations, and it's an opportunity for spiritual growth. Okay, so just see it that way. All right. I know I wish I had better cards for you, sweetie. So I did go to one of my guides because I hate it when I pull the tower. Okay, it's never fun when we do that. So I got personal transformation. Okay, I got this last year when I was going through Saturn in my 8th house in my Varshapal chart. I knew something big was coming because my ascendant was in Gandanta and everything else. Now, it strengthened my relationship as a Jyotish practitioner and with my practice and my mantras and everything else. I'm a much more grounded and spiritual person than I used to be after going through what I went through, but it was definitely a tower moment, okay? Your soul is assisting you by creating changes that will align you and your husband towards your life purpose. You see, Ganesha is pointing his index and middle fingers like this toward the heavens, encouraging you to open yourself to new ideas for growth in your spirit. This is called a pran or life mudra. And this works on muscular pains. It helps build self-confidence, restlessness. And if your mind is ever disturbed over this, you can find some relief by practicing this particular mudra. Okay. He's also surrounded by all of the planets. That's because he's the preceptor for Jyotish practitioners. That's the reason why he's one of my guides. The universe is a cosmic machine, and the gods of the Vedas they're the administrators of the machine. So Ganesha, he's the guardian of esoteric knowledge. And so what you're going through right now is you're going through some kind of a karmic payoff. Okay. So there's going to be more after this. There's going to be a lot more meaning, a lot more inspiration, a lot more purpose in your lives. And there's going to be some significant adjustments coming for you guys. Okay. But you're going to be changing yourself from an old new into a new you. Like I have a whole different set of friends now after what I went through in the past year. It was really painful, but it was worth it. And this card was my stalker card. So eliminate everything in your life that is not essential to your transformation. That includes career stuff with a husband as well. Realize that some of your activities are just simply buffers or distractions from what's truly important in your life, and allow the challenges and things that are coming at your way, these changes that they're showing me, to allow you to step in a period of vairagya, which means greater calm, and then stability will follow. So you're being asked to kind of step back a little bit. Your calls for guidance have not gone unnoticed. They're addressing them, and you will ultimately find what you're yearning for. But when I put the Tower card, it's not a great outcome. Okay, so just be aware of that. And let's see if you said anything here. Okay. All right. So I'm excited to see what Arthur has, but
I'm not seeing the Tower card as being that evil or that upsetting, as it were.
Yeah, it's transformation.
Because it's getting rid of, it's about changing positions, it's about moving forward. It's getting promoted. However, this is how I'm reading this. So get a seatbelt. I feel yes, he goes for the interview. It's great. Ask him to put some like 3 or 4 copper pennies in his pocket so that he's not picking up all the negativity, and also maybe a couple grain of sea salt in his shoes to keep him grounded. Number 1. But number 2, if he is not offered the job, do not freak out. The way I'm reading this is they may have the second interview. They have another candidate in line through nepotism. However, they're going to like what they see with your husband. They call him back in for something else. So put it this way. Will he get that job? He may not get that job, but he's going to work for that company. Yes. And it may end up being a better position in the long run. So to me, it's a win-win. I hope that makes sense. In other words, he gets to work with this company. It may not be the exact job he's going for the interview with, but they like him so much they bring him in for something else, which ends up being even better. Am I frozen?
It was just buffering a little bit. I think we're good. Okay. You are frozen. Yes. Yeah, just a little bit.
I want to put a mustache on myself.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny, Arthur. Okay. All
But
right.
does
We
that
hope
make
that was.
sense what I'm saying? Do you understand what I was saying about the tower could mean you're going in for one thing, but it ends up blowing up into something else that you don't expect, but it could be even better.
That's what happened with me. It really was. I have a whole new network. Good things happened. And that's why I got the transformation card for you. It does look great on the other side, but you're going to go through the upheaval. And so Arthur is correct. It can be a very positive thing. You just have to prepare yourself for the changes. So, okay. So we're waiting for Arthur to kind of unfreeze there. You can come back in and if you want. Just
leave studio and come back in.
You do whatever you need. Oh, she says, I figured they already had someone else lined up. Okay, so you're just tapping into your own tuition copy, Cassie Papas. That's great. And then Debbie, we can hear you, but you're frozen. Okay, so it's just your video that's frozen, but we can hear you just fine.
Hold on a second. Let me just do this real quick.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Cassie Papas. And just to let everybody know, questions are closed.
Actually, my computer is frozen. I can't even do anything here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you just do what you need to do, and I can carry the.
I can't even log out. That's the problem. It's just like it's frozen. Like to leave studio, it's frozen. Hold on, let me just see if I can. I can't. God,
it's been an interesting session, you guys.
Ave Maria, so glad to see you. Let me try and come back in another second. I'll try and get back in.
That's fine. I'll be here. Okay, so while we are waiting for the lovely Arthur to return, we have Susan Sharonis, Joyful, and then wait, Dot, I did see your super sticker, but please know, guys, questions are closed because we're getting a little bit late in the game here, okay? And I told Arthur that we reboot and start over. We work in IT too, Wake Dog. So I had to do that earlier today with my computer because it got unplugged from the wall. I had to recharge it and then plug it in. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So, and then my husband used to put in workstations for Microsoft. So we know a little bit about it. All right. So let's get to the next question. I'm just going to wait for Arthur to get his stuff together. Okay. So we have the lovely Susan next. I hope you're in the audience with us, Susan. It's so good to see you, honey. I'm just going to go ahead and look for your question. Do you see it starred, Jonathan?
No.
Okay, she did tip, but I'm not seeing the starred question. This could be from the previous video. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a general, Susan, unless you pop into the chat. Okay, sweetheart? Okay, so the first card I got for you, Susan, is I got that there is a very important decision that you have to make in your life moving forward. Consider all of your options before making an informed choice, because I got Ganesha holding his gata here. So ask yourself this. You can write some notes, okay? What exactly do you want in this situation? Next question. Are you satisfied with the way things are moving in your life? Okay. That is because Spirit is guiding you to know that your desires and your wants are all in your sights and the odds are in your favor right now. So that's good. The decision before you is whether to stay where you are or break out and try something new. And they're saying new adventures are coming your way and that they're going to help you develop a greater understanding of who you are and what you can create. So zero in on the goal is the main thing that they're saying. There he is. And you're looking good. All right. Woohoo. So just take a step to take some time out, answer those questions. If you have to write them down, because I know you take a lot of notes. You've worked really hard. You've evolved a lot through your life. So just get ready for some changes that are coming your way. They said you can motivate yourself by taking out some time to rejuvenate. I know you've been doing that through, singing and going out to your various venues, but they're also saying to treat yourself to simple things that bring you joy. So discover new activities to take you out of your new routine. They're showing me like beautiful places where you can go on little walks and smell the flowers and enjoy the nature spirits. What the Ganesha is holding on to here, that's called a gata. I mentioned that earlier, and he's just challenging you to be more decisive with this. it's a form of, or a mace. Saturn holds one too. But once you start being a little more strong-minded, it's going to create opportunities to reflect on those longer term goals and desires. And I know you've got them for your health, you've got them for your bed and breakfast, and you've got it for your book moving forward. When you do that, you're going to be in a much better position to plan and ensure that you achieve those goals. Okay. So that's going to bring you a newfound sense of confidence. You're going to get ready for some major changes, and you're going to expand your learning and development with a more moderated approach. And that's going to free yourself up for more success. And now moving into the future. Okay. Now I asked what particular blocks were there, and I did get the Three of Swords. Okay, this is a seize the day card. So in the past, you've let crucial opportunities slip through your fingers because you may not have recognized them. You might have relied too heavily on the advice of others instead of trusting your own path to success. So good luck could have some drawbacks, especially if you lack the motivation to put in the necessary work. So when this card comes up reversed, it's the Three of Wands, there might be a missed opportunity. Okay, you might be not really seizing the moment or taking the action that you need to. So try, if there's any passivity in and around your environment is hampering your success, now is the time to let that go and look at the positive influences that are around you, and don't underestimate the importance of actively pursuing opportunities. Get up and do them. Don't be afraid. And don't ignore any promising prospects, and seize them with enthusiasm, okay? Because things are really moving in your favor. I asked what kind of mindset you're going to have to take on as you move into all of these creative projects, and especially sales and practical projects. And I got that you need to tap into your mind power. I got the King of Swords upright. This guy is no stranger to the realm of ideas. His education, his knowledge, his philosophy, it's all very significant when he goes to make a decision. So tap into your intellectual nature. Remain calm, focused, fair as you move forward with this, even when others are overly emotional or scattered, because there are some people in and around your environment that struggle with that. And then your more high-minded ideas will be able to better shape your future, and people will listen to your brainstorms. I'm getting this for the writing too. Okay, Susan. So rules and laws are also holding a lot of importance in your life right now. So practicing discipline when it comes to your health is another thing that they're bringing up. And don't completely disregard the influence of your heart alongside your intellect as you go through this, because the King of Swords can be a little too stuck in his head sometimes. Okay. So just recognize the power of your intellect, whether it's within yourself or someone in your environment. Picture yourself. Okay. What are you guys giving me? They're saying, picture yourself in a cloud, observing the history of the world unfolding beneath you. Don't come from a lateral approach, come from an up-down approach. And then you can better harness these ideas to your advantage, because you'll be coming from a calm, more detached mindset. Okay. I did get that you are not very, very happy with the things, emotionally happy with how things are really going through or planning out right now. But if you step into that mental space, things will work out a little bit better for you. Okay, Susan? This is the mantra you can carry into moving into this energy. I am learning. Much can be learned from anyone and everything, even the nets that try to snare us. I breathe in the wisdom that the flow of nature is offering me. I am filled with the desire to learn all I can about life and my place in it, and I breathe out ignorance. A lot of the things that are going to be coming your way will come in the form of seminars, teachings, books, self-help manuals, other classes that you can take. Be open to those things. Seize those opportunities and see them as an opportunity for growth. And I hope that was helpful, Susan. I'm going to see if you popped into the chat. I'm not seeing you, but I'm excited to see what Arthur has for you. I'll go ahead and email you, because I think your question was in the previous
I don't know
video.
what the question was. So
she didn't post a question, so I just gave her a general. So yeah, Susan is, and she's currently writing a book, and it's basically in and around, health and things like that. She is focusing on her health. She's part of a Sacred Heart group where they sing and do things there. And she's a newlywed, but she's looking to sell her bed and breakfast that she's had since the 90s and move into another another realm. There she is. She's here. Okay, so she wants just tap into either her health situation or the sale of the bed and breakfast is what she's asking for.
The sale of bread and breakfast is going to happen. The energy is not right for you. There's a lot of emotional connection to it, but it will be sold, and you won't lose any money on it, whatsoever. What as far as the writing, let it write itself. Don't get in it. Literally, this is where you don't get in your own way. Nobody writes the perfect sentence. Remember, Hemingway had an editor. Everybody has editors, you know. As long as the idea is on paper, somebody else can always put the period and the comma or use Grammarly, I guess. But the thing is, it's the ideas that ChatGPT or any of those things cannot come up with. That's only something that you can come up with. Believe in yourself, focus on it, but get an outline. Make sure you follow an outline, is what the guys keep on saying. I've worked with many writers, and I was a writer myself. If you don't have the outline, you're going to go off somewhere, and it's hard to come back sometimes. But at the same time, your confidence level has been very, very low, which is fine. You're doubting yourself. If you weren't doubting yourself, I'd have issues for you. We have to doubt ourselves to make ourselves better. And also, there's a guided meditation, Unleash Your Creativity, if you want to go there. But all in all, I'm not getting anything negative here whatsoever. Money, finances are all going to be there. It's the bed and breakfast you have to get rid of. The energy's not right for you. Take it as a gift. The money comes in, you'll be taking that money and going where you're supposed to go. Okay? And don't be afraid if it's a cash offer and a little less than you want, but a cash offer is better than nothing.
She says, thank you, Arthur. Good news. I appreciate y'all so much. An outline is a great idea. Okay. And I was giving your reading a little bit earlier, Susan, so I hope that was helpful. Yes, we're still going, Rachel. Okay. So let's see. We have Joyful Jen. So let me find your question, Joyful Jen. Oh, she goes, it's time. I have loved it, but feel the time is right. Thanks. Yeah, I agree. That's what I got from my cards too. So thank you for joining us, Susan. We appreciate that.
It's time to move forward.
Yeah, definitely. You've had that for a long time. You've loved it. Okay, so Joyful Jen says, info on my gifts would be amazing. Okay, so the first thing I got for your gifts is don't gamble. Okay, I got the Wheel of Fortune reverse. There's no such thing as free lunch, even on a cosmic level. So at this point, you may find yourself dealing with some karmic debts or personal sacrifices on your part, because when we step into spirit, that's when the debt collection machine begins. And all of the things that we did in this life and past lives that need to be paid back kicks in, because that will help us with vairagya moving forward. We can release those debts, learn those lessons, and move forward. The best example I can give for this is, let's say you have a friend that you met for lunch and they were half an hour late. They're consistently late and a problem. You have done everything you can to get them to be on time for lunch, and they just won't do it. And so you organize a very time appropriate lunch at their favorite place that you know that they're going to show up for because they're excited to be there, and you show up half an hour late. They're going to blow up your phone and freak out. And then when you tell them, look, the reason I did this was because you didn't learn, they usually get it. Now, this is usually younger people that I've done this with, but because I was a teacher for many years. But sometimes people have to experience things and go through before they can actually grow out of it. That's what you're going to be going through in the spiritual realms. Okay. You're going to, before we step into these new roles. Okay. Joyful, there's a death that occurs. Okay. This is a very good death. All right. Death is not like a physical death. It means that things are going to change. Endings, whether they're planned or surprise, are accompanied by a little bit of anxiety, some unease, maybe a little bit of denial or refusal to let go of things. This could be relationships ending, situations endings, but know that endings signify beginnings. You know, that's the kind of headset to step into. This is a new beginning card. It's asking you to let go of some things gracefully in your life, and don't attach yourself to the emotions or the energy of what is ending. Feel it, experience it, and then let it go. Okay. A slight shift in your perspective is sometimes all that's needed to experience this transition with grace and ease. So they're saying, instead of thinking, oh no, I have to start all over. I did so much work. Oh my gosh, think, I get to start all over. I get to like turn a new page. I get to literally flush it, clean it, and move on and start something new. Okay. I get to start, yay, take on a more positive perspective. Okay. This will raise your energetic shift throughout this time of change that I see coming, because you're up in your energy. Okay. This is also the ending of a troublesome situation, but you're going to be clinging to it. Okay. That's the issue that I see. Don't cling to it. Let it go. It's no longer serving you. As much as you love this person or situation, let them go. All right. When you do that, you're going to start balancing yourself out. Just as the sun balances the moon, just as the earth, the water, just as the sky, goes through its cycles, we have to maintain a precious balance in our lives. So you're moving from more unbalanced ideas and lifestyles to a more balanced way of being. So yes, you are moving up in spirit. That usually involves some changes, okay? So the situation moving forward, and this is a little more, this came up in a more present way, is you're going to have to tweak or adjust the way that you handle things to balance your emotional and your mental health out a little bit more. Okay. Balance the energy that you're allowing yourself to receive. And your body will inherently try to maintain a state of balance when you do this, as do our souls, because they are connected. So if you're not receiving enough, you may be unconsciously giving a little bit more to restore that perceived balanced state that they're showing me. So you've been giving to, okay, they're showing me that you're giving this person too much and they're taking it and saying thanks. And you don't want to let this person go in the future. You're going to have to. Okay. So step out of that automatic response to help and to do things for people. And listen to your guides and your soul, because that's what the situation is truly warranting moving forward. They're going to send you people that are outside of your vibration that are going to test you in order to see how you react. And then they're going to follow up with other things. And it's to help you grow. It doesn't really feel that way when you're going through it, because it's you're kind of having to go against your instincts a little bit, but it's worth it. Just to give you an example of how I moved through this. I am an overly helpful people pleaser, and I was helping people out of their domestic violence situations back in the day. Not a good idea. It put me in danger. I had to get a PO box. I had to go into hiding. It was a lot of stuff. I myself went through it. It's sometimes you just got to step away from situations and people and allow them to take on their own baggage, because you getting involved can cause more problems. Okay. Now, emotional release is the next thing that they're working on with you. We all want to be strong. As humans, we value our strength and our independence. But as humans, we are also here to accept the support from our family, our friends, and our tribe. So trying so hard to be strong and pushing down your emotions like fear, anger, sadness, it's only going to force them to grow stronger. Okay. The image they're giving me is swimming to the bottom of a pool with a basketball and then the deep end and then letting it go. What happens? The basketball is not going to stay at the bottom of the pool. It's going to shoot way above the water. Don't do that with your emotional state. Allow your emotions to be expressed. Okay. Get into the practice of voicing your feelings more. Get into acknowledging them to yourself. Journal, create, dance to do these things. Find a way that you can safely feel your most feared emotions. Okay. Feel them, let them go. And that's going to lead to immense deep healing for you. Okay. So that's the shadow work that they have you doing. It's a lot. I got 3 cards. I normally only get 1 from them. So I'm going to leave it with that. But I hope that was helpful, joyful, Jen, and that I'm wishing you all the best on your journey. Okay, sweetie?
I just have a question. What does she mean by info on her gifts?
I'm guessing spiritual gifts, because the cards I got were a lot of transformation.
Yeah. But the thing, well, to get to the spiritual gifts. Yeah. I rarely tell, when people ask me, well, what am I? You're human. You're a pain in the ass. What? No, just kidding. Maybe. I usually don't, people want to know if they're like clairaudience, clear this, clear that, clear this, or an empath. If you have to ask the question, I'm sure you already know. The thing is, I shy away from telling people what gifts they have and encourage them to discover that on their own. And that's where I've said before, and I always suggest the book "You're a Psychic" by Pete Sanders. because it helps you to figure out what your senses are. He was a scientist at MIT, worked with psychics, approached it very clinically, and then it helps you figure out what your senses are. Once you know what they are, there's exercises how to turn it on, how to turn it off, how to practice. So that's, look, you knew things when you were a kid. You knew things through your life. You knew that don't go down there, this is going to happen. Or, oh, the phone just rang, I know who that is. Those have been part of your life since you were a little kid. So why don't we just acknowledge it and figure it out? It's real easy. And you'll do it. Okay? So I'll put the name of the book in my details. But if not, you don't get it. It is, I'll put it in my community page as well. But it is You Are Psychic by Pete Sanders. Okay?
I haven't read that. I got to get that book. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you, Arthur.
New, but it's like I said, it reads like a PowerPoint. Do these exercises. Do this. And my favorite one is where you sit there in nature and just sit and then close your eye, put your hand on your heart and feel your heart beating and hear your heart beating, and close your eyes and not think about the laundry list or the grocery list or anything else. And then imagine the silence, or hear the silence, and then hear what you hear within a 5 feet radius around you. It could be like crickets, it could be a hummingbird, it could be whatever it is. And then once you understand what's around you in that 5 feet radius, then you go another 5 feet. And once you're comfortable with that, like a ripple, then another 5 feet. I don't mean you're going to end up at Batman on top of the steeple hearing the whole city, if you want. But what I'm saying is it's a really great grounding exercise to help you get tuned and grounded. And then you can figure out what your senses are. Okay? So I'll put that in the section below.
Thank you, Arthur. That was very helpful. And thank you for joining us, Jen, and trusting us with that comment. And we're wishing you all the best as you go through that energy. We have one question left, and it's from Wake Dog. Let's see. I don't really see a question here, Wake Dog. So if you want to ask something, that would be great. I'm also seeing that you worked in IT. So welcome to the channel. I know that you're new here. I haven't seen you before. And yeah, and just letting you, I'm seeing more questions come in. Questions are closed, guys, because we've been here for over 2 hours. Okay. But you're welcome to subscribe to both of our channels because we do come on. Okay. And then Arthur's a great reader. So make sure to get all of his links in the description, and you can get a longer reading from him. I also do readings as well. Okay. And then Joyful Jen says,
I've got availabilities next week.
Oh, there you go. So
Yeah.
Joyful Jen, thank you, Arthur, will do. Okay. All right. So if you have something more specific, great. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and give you a general. Okay, Wake Dog? So I'll wait for you to say something while I just start the reading, and I'll get more specific as I go if you have something going on. It's pretty clear what your guides told me. So I got 11th house in Virgo. You're going to be going through a process called the thinning. The eclipses are affecting sidereal Virgo right now. That's the real sky calculation. If you don't know what that means, I made a video on it. So basically, Virgos are the bureaucrats. They're the they're T crossers, the I dotters. They're the people putting up the fence, keeping the wolves out, pulling the weeds. The 11th house represents your tribe. So what I got this was you're going through what's called the thinning. You're going to start letting go of people and processes in your immediate friends, circles, etc., and opening the door for a reunion of souls to take place. Okay. The reason I say that is because I pulled the reunion of souls. So there is a school of thought that says that before our souls come to earth, we make contracts. We call them soul contracts with people. These are agreements with other souls, and they help us pay off karma. They help us learn lessons, things like that. So at one point in time, we're going to appear in each other's lives to assist the other person involved in learning that lesson, and that's a catalyst that's needed for their change. And even though it can be a painful change, it really is profoundly beautiful. Okay. So when a person comes into your life to teach you a lesson, no matter what the human form is or the human experience, it's an agreement based on love. Okay. So it can be painful and extremely challenging, but acknowledge the depth of love that was needed for this contract to take place. Okay. Uh, be grateful, move on for anything that's coming in your life that has just kind of stopped, because that tells me that the lesson is completed and you are moving forward. Okay. Cherish the lessons and move forward with your life the way it was meant to be. Additionally, this also signifies a more soul-found kind of soulmate relationship, whether it's between lovers or friends or parents or children. So just cherish the gift that was given to you with this connection and know that it was for your best moving forward. Okay. I did get one more card for you. I got the integration card. Okay. I pulled this twice today, so this could be for other people in the chat as well. The integration card is all about taking life's experiences and integrating them into our current focus. Okay. So what they're asking you to do is step into, how do I say this? They're saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. There's a lot of people in and around your environment that are competing with your inner voice that you find in meditation. We call it the Atman or the Holy Spirit. So your logical mind is saying nothing's wrong, everything's good. There's people in your environment going, oh, that's silly. Da, 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 da. No, listen, because when you sit in meditation, when you take your senses away from the situation and you just listen without thought in a complete calm and serene place, that's the voice that's trying to get through. There's a bunch of other ones that are competing for that space. Okay. You've been in and around a lot of different people that are competing for this. So there's more than one. Okay. That's the thinning that I see taking place. There's also some friendships and people in your circle that are no longer, they need to be edited out a little bit because they're not, they're competing with that inner voice and with your instinctual spirituality. Okay. So when these people leave, know that they've done their job. They're moving on as a soul. And there are 8 billion other people on the planet that are there to also teach us lessons and to move on. Okay. So I hope that was helpful, Wake Dog. I'm not really seeing a question from you, but yeah. So I'm wishing you all the best of luck in that. Okay.
And what I'm getting here is it seems like you may have sequestered yourself a little bit, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Going into yourself, figuring out where you are. And it's about, I would say this last month is about finding balance. Finding balance within yourself, finding balance within work, career, the people around you, and where you fit in. And start doing what pleases and amuses you. And if those people do not match your vibrational energy, whatever you want to call it, it's okay to let go of them. Or not to treat them like family in day-to-day life if they're not up to par. At the same time, if you can see the potential in these people, then you can help them evolve. I actually feel your lesson here is to be a teacher in some way, to help others to see what's in front of them, their growth pattern, to model after where you've been through, and you can help them. Like, handing out the, here's a hand, let me help you pick you up. So it's a very noble thing to do, to help other people and be their teacher. Because most of the time, anytime I've taught anybody, I'm the one that benefit from it because I'm the one that learned more than anything else. So I hope that resonates with you. But the thing is, just take it easy and get out of your head sometimes and just do nothing because there's nothing to do. If that makes sense. Okay? That's all I got.
Okay. Thank you, Wake Dog. We appreciate you, your donation, and we're sending you lots of love as you go through that. Okay, Ajna. Apparently we did not answer Ajna's question, so I'm gonna do you real quick, okay, sweetie, and then we're going to go ahead and close the show. So no more questions, please. Okay. All right. So I got Saturn and Virgo for you, Ajna. So you're also getting affected by the eclipses, only that's blocking you a little bit because your guides have you working and moving in another direction. Okay, Ajna. I asked what was going on with you and your soul and what you're learning. I got the burden card. Many times we take on the stress of those we love and care for. Sometimes we need to take on our own baggage. That's what my friend Marina says. So we see this, you can see this as the ultimate sacrifice. Look how helpful I'm being. So you take on other people's burdens to save them trouble, to save them heartache. But ironically, the universe is actually at work to make this a very counterproductive way of behaving. Okay, because you kind of be getting in the way of their lesson. So in taking on the burdens of others, you're denying them the ability to learn, to grow from their own lessons. And that interferes with divine planning and timing. And again, I'm just giving you a general because I did not see a question. I just saw a super sticker. Okay, so if you have a question, let me know. That also, so if you keep taking on the baggage of others, more and more people will keep checking their baggage with you. And that needs to kind of stop. Okay. They're also saying that when you do the homework for them, they'll move on happy that it's done, but then the problem's going to come back and it's going to be worse than ever because they didn't handle it correctly the first time. Okay. So ask yourself, are you taking on the troubles or lessons that are not belonging to you out of a need to be needed? This stems from a fear that you are fundamentally not enough, and you are. You've got the whole universe inside of you. Okay, sweetie. Your fears and your doubts are keeping you separated from this truth. And this is the separation that we're feeling from the divine source, the creator, God, goddess, however you see the divine. Once you accept the belief that you are perfect, that you are worthy, you're going to make yourself invaluable to others, and just by being you in your own way. Okay, so your relationship's going to be based on truth and not on emotional manipulation. When you do that, there is going to be an emotional release that takes place. Okay, allow it to happen, let it flow, cry, scream, do whatever you can to make yourself kind of, they're saying, kind of power through the need to help. I struggled with this. I still struggle with this a little bit. You know, I had a neighbor I had to say no to because I wanted the abusive husband involved, things like that. And I'm seen as a mean person, but I don't want to deal with your abusive husband. That's not my job. Okay. So if you take on the energy yourself, you're not doing them a favor. So release them and do so emotionally, because that's the connection that I see you having with other people outside of you. Okay. I also got that you might want to work on your sexual energy a little bit. See what kind of state that sacral chakra is in, because that's the root of your sexual feelings. Okay. Make sure that you're not using your sexuality, or that people around you aren't using their sexuality to manipulate things, situations. Okay. That's a huge disservice. So when you expand your life force energy from your first two chakras, which is the root, the Muladhara, and the sacral chakra, which is called the Svadhisthana, that energy can then be directed to the heart, the crown, and upwards. Okay. But if those areas are blocked, you can't really tap into your guides or your energy. So if you're seeing any blocks between these two, you're going to experience a disconnection there. So anything that you can do to clear those two chakras, I recommend. There's a few mantras I can give you. There's other modalities that we use in yoga. I'm sure Arthur probably has a meditation to address those areas because he's brilliant. But just try to, when you open this up, you'll be a better conduit between heaven and earth, and you can put yourselves into, you're able to put yourself into this energy at any time. And you're not going to be tempted to use any sexual energy in a way that feeds your way or for validation or for worth. Okay. And you're not going to be as easily manipulated by others' outputting of sexual energy either. So this card is asking you to look at where the sexual energy is directed in your life, because it's being misdirected in some way. Okay. I hope that was helpful, honey. I asked about my finances at the end of the year, empathic. Okay. So what I'm getting is that you're going to have to do a deep dive, go within a little bit, do some shadow work, and try to stop taking on the burdens of other people, especially financial burdens, because they're not yours. Pay attention to your own bank account. Put yourself first. Okay. And you are empathic. That's why you're taking on the burdens of other people. And a lot of that can carry a lot of monetary loss. I've been there. So, okay. So Keith J. Jones, I know that you're still waiting, but we don't have time to get to everybody today. Okay, sweetie. We went ahead and we got all the tippers, and then we're going to move forward. So is there...
Can I get what I was picking up for her?
Yeah, of course.
There's that old saying where a parable where the guy sitting at the park bench looks down, sees a little cocoon, sees a little hole poke out of the cocoon, and this little butterfly is trying to struggle to get out this little pinhole. As compassionate people, our first instinct is, I'm just going to open that up and help the guy out. If we do that, the butterfly comes out dead and dies and deformed. It has to struggle to come out of that little hole to become the butterfly. Like all the blood has to go into the tendons or whatever it is for the wingspan that God has created it that way. It has to suffer to become what it's supposed to be. And sometimes the hardest thing in the world is sitting by and watching someone suffer and not want to open up that cocoon a little bit to help them out. But we have to stand back and send them the love, the light, most benevolent outcomes, whatever we can, that they get through this struggle. But as Mother Teresa always said, God's not going to give me anything more than I can handle. I wish he didn't have so much faith in me. So it's that idea, and the sexual energy you're picking up, that's about ego. You can't use your ego to get what you want, or allow other people to use their egos to get what they want. You have to remove yourself from that, because there's some good people that know how to flatter to get what they want, but that it's hollow. It's not truthful. But for you right now, it's about stepping back. There's some people that are struggling around you. It's their struggle. You have your own stuff to worry about. And they know you're there, but you're not there to solve their problems. They have to do that. Because if you were to go in there and try and solve their problems for them and say, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? They're going to get mad at you, saying you're taking over and you're becoming their mother, telling them what to do. You don't want to take that role on either. So this is where it's like, focus on you. As I always say, don't be patient. Be present. And focus on what's in front of you. If they come and ask for help, that's another story. But right now, there's some people that need to struggle and go through what they're going through so that they can come out the other side. Okay. I hope that helps.
Okay, Anja, thank you so much for joining us. And we're sending you lots of love as you go through some of those, casting off the burdens that are not yours. I love Marina's example. She goes, stop carrying other people's luggage. That's one thing that she likes to tell us. So I really appreciate that too. So thank you so much, Arthur. And you're welcome, sweetie. And welcome, Tasha. Okay, so is there anything that you would like to announce? I know you did at the beginning. Is there anything you would like to announce toward the end here to let people know what's going on your channel, Arthur?
My name has now been officially changed to Arthur Has Lost His Mind. The solo show that I was hopefully going to edit and get up tonight will probably go up tomorrow. So bear with me. I had some computer problems, like I told you before the show. Yeah, you don't download and upgrade stuff until after you've done the project, not before.
Yes.
Silly me. But also, I do have the guided meditation when we work on Fridays. Go to my guided meditations. Anything that resonates with you, go for it. If anybody needs readings, I'm available. In fact, I have openings next week, August, whatever. So check out my website, www.arthureaseyourmind.com. Hit the like, subscribe, and go to her channel if you're on mine, and hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment too. How's that sound?
Oh, thank you, Arthur. So all of our links are in the description, and we just want to thank everybody for joining us today, and we're sending you lots of love out in the collective. I'm here every single Wednesday at 4 o'clock Pacific, and I'm going to have the lovely Val with Dragonfly Crystals on next week. She's an Akashic Records reader. So
I'm doing a show with her tomorrow night.
Great minds. That's awesome. So yes, she is
She
a
laughs at my
fabulous
jokes.
reader.
She laughs at my jokes. So.
So what time is she going to be on your show, Arthur, so they can tune in?
Actually, I don't know whose show we're on. It's the StreamYard stuff.
Okay. So if you go
It's
to
6 o'clock.
okay,
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay, great. So 6 o'clock
Pacific time.
tomorrow. That's at Arthur Ease Your Mind and Dragonfly Crystals. That's Val. And we hope that you're able to join them and then us next week. And we're sending you lots of love. I'm also going to be on next week with Marina. And then I'm also doing a new show with Val and Allie on your sweet spots. And I'm going to be doing astrocartography with them moving forward. So that's a lot of fun. And I want to thank everyone for your patience as we were going through technical difficulties. And I especially want to thank the amazing Arthur for sticking around and putting up with all of the glitches and just
I have no life. That's why.
You are so wonderful. Thank you.
Well, like I said, I tried to say the most and the least amount of words. So I hope it worked.
Well, the audience loves you and we love you. So we hope you come back despite all of the things that have happened. And we're sending everyone in the audience lots of love. And please join us and we'll see you all soon. So take care, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.